Hello, Nolan. Move that a little bit closer. Hello, Edward. Nolan beat you today. Oh. Must be. It's curved weird because it would go over the back of the stand there. Oh, arrow. How dare you? It's how dare you take Edward's spot. Oh, Blur. Sorry, can you ever forgive me? I don't think that it's unforgivable. Not easy. Yeah, I guess it is sick. Mm-hmm. Alright. That was set up here, but that part wasn't. Okay. That part's going. Okay. Hollow. And then at the beginning, you are. It's like the daylight saving times changing in the longer days just messed me up because like this is sunnier out earlier. Or later. Apple. Yes, she has become that which she eat. I mean, they always say you are what you eat, but I think they just mean it that, like, you know, the combustion of the material into whatever it is that you make up a person. This is probably very literal, but she has ascended. Where's my camera for this? No, that's not this one. It's... Once it's still like this. Hey, Michael. Look at. Our God is an awesome God. She reigns from heaven.
It's the best thing ever.
Wisdom, power, and flips.
She's like, I have finally become Apple.
I have become too powerful.
Adorable. This is gonna be Applejack. Oh no, somebody took a bite out of her. Oh no.
She did.
It's like, I'm delicious.
The only apple bottles that exist are, there's one with a bite taken out of it, and then there's one with a worm coming out of it. And I'm kind of stuck. It's like...
You're looking down at my food.
I didn't want to say anything, but it looks like a redneck TV dinner.
It's food.
Well, there. Anyway, can you move a little bit more to your right? You went the correct direction. Makes it easier for me on the camera side. So perfect. All right. I'm gonna leave her up here because I kind of I didn't realize that I accidentally hit save, so she's just gonna stay up there.
She's the apple in the sky.
Mm-hmm. Well, the light's gone. And this will be going to my WTF folder. I'll have Apple. We used to have a joke. Do I still have this? Like way back. We used to have Apper. We did it with an R. That picture was surprisingly difficult to make.
That one?
Mm-hmm.
I made a beautiful scene, and then just Applejack just went like, Apper.
Yeah, I put a lot of time into the scene, but it was her. I had to render this twice because to actually make the eyes go different directions like that, I had to render it twice with her eyes going different directions, and then just mask up one of them. So, yeah. I think I did a picture of this or a version of this that had actual text on it. But I don't see it here, so I don't think it was. Must have done it a different time. Anyway, for today, I was trying to think of some other stuff to potentially do, but I didn't want to plan for anything, so we're just gonna work on this some more. Because the streams the last couple of days, I haven't had any time to really dump into stuff, and I kind of took this afternoon off so I could rest up a little. And so I haven't really done any more on this since last time. But we were kind of poking with Applejack on. I do need to figure out the sound effects for that.
I managed to finish my animation in a single stream.
Yeah, I could finish that too in 10 minutes.
No.
It would take me longer to load the bottles. Though I probably would not be assaulted by chicken. We come back for return.
Oh, the chicken died.
We just had fruit. We had apple. I do want to work on the timing for that, but oh yeah, that was what I wanted to work on here. So you don't really see it come down. I think that would be cool to do like this. Oh, that's still. So do I can move it to there? Or no, it's gotta be here. Where are you? Applejack, you're just kind of floating there. Oh, she is coming down. I love in the distance here. And it's like tractor.
So is she gonna hit anything with her tractor? It's the question.
I thought about doing a scene like a kind of like a Dr. Tran, grandma running people over scene. You know what that I'm referencing? Okay. I was thinking something like that at one point, but
just have her run over Sweetie Belle or something.
No.
Nobody likes Sweetie Belle.
I know, but
It's fine.
Michael, she's still, at least by your definition, a boopable horse.
Which makes it all the more tragic when she gets hit by a tractor.
Huh.
How's my day going? I am doing well. He's doing okay. I'm probably doing better.
Hey Michael, how's your day going? Mine is going wonderfully. It is Friday.
You had to one-up me with the wonderfully.
Well, you didn't think of it first.
I'm doing spendiferific. So ha.
Yep. He's doing so well, he's inventing words.
Spendiferific is a word.
What culture and or planet?
I'm pretty sure in the same land that Mary Poppins is from.
Oh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Get that song stuck in your head.
That's like all I know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a bit better. So let's try and do a camera now. Okay, so it's turning too fast. Actually, this would be offsetting it. Oh, you know what? I wonder. This might work. So I'm going to do it like this first. Oh. No, that's got to be... This is rough, because I got to, like, plan for it technically here.
Good morning. Soccer.
Good morning. I guess. It is definitely not morning here. But
Pretty sure he just woke up.
I'm going to assume such. So what I want to do here, I think, is I'm going to just do a consistent turn with the camera, but at this, whatever the point is that I can't see her, which is from, say, here to here. I basically want to grab this and back it up and put it in a position where I can. But this is going to be tough, because no matter what I do, it's going to be kind of messy. So if I do this, that's not too bad. That's actually pretty cool.
I kind of want you to do like that song that what's his name, Tiny Tim did, having fun. That song, having fun song. I wonder if that's probably still in like copyright, isn't it? Because I think that's from the 60s. So
yeah.
Maybe it's out of copyright.
No, when did he die?
He died in the 90s. But
Then it's still under copyright.
Okay, so it's when he dies that
Person owns their copyright until the end of their life plus 50 years in America.
Okay, so it's plus 50 years. I thought it was copyright from the point it's written.
No. They basically own it their entire life, and then for a set period after their death. And depending on the country, it can change anywhere from 50 to 70 is the average. That was actually the reason I know that is because I was watching a thing regarding the Eiffel Tower, how you cannot take a picture of the Eiffel Tower at night. And the only reason that's different is because the copyright for the person that designed and built the Eiffel Tower has passed.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take pictures of the Eiffel Tower, but the lights that were put on it were put on later and are therefore an artistic design and creation from somebody, and they have the copyright for the lights. And so that's why it's illegal.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
We're waiting for that time period to pass. But I thought that was interesting.
Speaking of copyright, I learned today that Disney holds the copyright for the name Aurora. How does that happen? How do they get to have a copyright for the name of a natural phenomenon?
You can't. When you have a copyright, well, I wouldn't even say it's a copyright. It's probably a trademark.
Yeah,
that's different. So,
but still, like, how do you get that?
But like, you can trademark a color. You can do that. Like the red that a Target brand has is copyright. You cannot use that red as a color in a department store. So there's the stipulations. Aurora probably is meant that they have a trademark for the word of Aurora in terms of an animated series with this type of character.
Well, I found out that basically what I found out was that they wanted the name Starlight Glimmer, Aurora Glimmer, but they couldn't because Disney held the copyright on the name Aurora. I'm like, how do you get that?
But no, a copyright would be different because that would they mean that they created it, but they didn't. It's an existing word. They can trademark it, and if they trademarked it, they can, but they have to stipulate in what ways they own the trademark. You can't just generically say that you own a word now. And that's actually been an issue with Google.
Mm-hmm.
Because Google is at risk of losing the trademark for the term Google.
Because it's just Googleplex, right?
No, because it's become... you can only own a trademark for something if it is something that is unique to identify your product, but if it becomes a standard word that people use to just in public with and is therefore indistinguishable from the company to something else, they no longer can have the trademark for it and it will be revoked. That has happened before for multiple products.
It happened to Spam, didn't it?
No, well, they might have, but what's
Spam tried to get email people to stop using the word spam,
but they're not talking about a food product.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Is that so? Then technically there is no trademark violation.
Mm-hmm.
If it was another food product made something called spam, then sure. But no, what was the some of the examples are Band-Aid, Kleenex, Q-tip. You don't call them by those, or you call even the off brands those things. Chapstick, I think, is another one. That's examples where some people can lose their trademark. So Google has actually been pushing back on people not to say, "Oh, I'm just going to go Google this," because it's not helping them.
They want us to start saying, "I'm going to go Bing this," and then they want us to use Google. And
that's exactly the problem, Edward. Is they can lose their trademark because of that. If it was half as interesting. Just did a video on it recently. That's why and I knew that was a thing, but it was just interesting having them talk about it. Yeah, but if you can't own a trademark for something if it becomes just a normal way of saying something. There was, I guess, an actual dictionary or something that put in there Googling and defined it like that, but Google sued for trademark violation and made them change it to state that it is in use of Google specifically, so it's no longer about a general use of the term.
That's what happens when you get too successful.
But it's you want your name to be identified with your product, but not with that type of product in general, because that can actually backfire. Well, kind of though, because it makes it so with Q-tip. Then when you go to buy Q-tips, you're probably going to say, I want the Q-tip. It probably will help you, kind of, but for Google, no.
I still remember when Stephen Colbert was talking about Bing. He's like, Bing, the best way to Google something. And it's just yeah.
Oh, that steering wheel is over here. No, it's well, that's the problem though. Is if they lose the trademark, then Bing could go and call their search a Google search. And then they can't be stopped.
That would be problematic.
Yeah, and they can't be stopped. 100%. So I can see why they would want to be no, stop. Why did this not... Oh, I didn't playhead it, did it? Bam.
No, Spam wasn't happy when the word spam became synonymous with unwanted emails. But there's nothing they could do.
But again, it's at least not in reference to food.
Mm-hmm.
And they still have a good product. Spam is delicious. And if you want an interesting trip, Spam is made in Rochester, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Just south of us. If you want to smell something very, very...
unpleasant,
go outside the Spam factory.
Oh,
that old town smells...
I used to work near a dog factory. It wasn't fun.
A dog factory?
A dog food factory.
Oh... that clarification.
They made dogs there. They produced them. They built them.
They processed.
Yes.
I dislike Bing. I don't know. I do not like Bing. It sounds like just in saying that it's like a Dr. Seuss book, but no, I'm not a big fan of Bing. But I have even Google though. as of recent, hasn't. I've just been having more problems with them. I've been using DuckDuckGo sometimes because they are a private web search. Nothing is maintained, and Google's convenience in some ways, but there's just so much crap that's tracked. I wonder if I can't actually connect these shots, but I technically could if I have the one shot, if I make, say, like this camera right at the end of this blur just enough and the next one blur just enough, I can kind of do like I did here, where there's no actual. These are two different shots. You can see it split right there. But when something moves like this, you barely even notice that that's an actual thing. It's the same thing going down here. Even though it's saying going to a different shot, it feels like it's the same camera. So I might be able to get away with it like that. And then that also kind of extends this shot, which might fix my timing issue. There's a coffee plant here. It's an amazing smell when it's going. Coffee plants are...
Would be nice.
How are you growing a coffee plant in America? Like...
They're probably bringing them here to roast.
Yeah, but you can't grow them in America.
You could in a greenhouse environment.
Do you know how hard it is to do that, even in a greenhouse environment?
Probably not easy, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Coffee beans are an immensely picky plant. Immensely picky. Somebody was talking about they got a coffee plant to work and grow in England.
Mm-hmm.
But a bag of the coffee from there costs like hundreds of dollars because it is so expensive to make this one tree grow that it's just they'll share it, but it's just not the same. And normally, if like all the different regions taste different, and so if you go and try to grow something outside of its climate, it might not even taste that good either, because it's not going to get some of those other differences.
It's a Folgers plant, so it's whatever.
A Folgers plant.
Pretty sure they just have like.
Are you just talking about like you took a Folgers can and you put dirt in the Folgers can? I mean, you could just leave the beans in there; it's the same thing, and then like grow a tree out of that. Because I know my mom used to drink, I think, Folgers a lot, and they'd have the cans all over the place, and they would use it for like the nuts and the bolts and stuff. Because I think that's what most people use Folgers cans for.
I remember I would drive past this one place back in Kentucky, and it was like a microbrewery, and they did like fruity drinks, kind of liqueurs, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I would drive past, and it would just be the dense smell of fruit and yeast, and I loved that smell. It was like driving past a bakery that did nothing but bake fruit all day.
Oh yeah, I did that too. That just didn't work.
But I would think living near a coffee plant, even if it's Folgers coffee plant, just them roasting beans all day would probably smell amazing.
I don't think I'd want that.
True.
Only because I like the smell of coffee, and if I smelt it all the time, my brain would probably just start turning off my smell of it. So it would smell, it's like I can light my candles in here, but after like an hour, I don't smell them anymore. But if I like leave and come back, then I can smell it again. But I don't think I'd want that. Sometimes great things are best given in moderation. Otherwise, you just lose like how the joyful part of it. Why is this locked? Oh, it's probably locked to the camera.
Just like fish ribs.
Yes.
They still have a bit of a fish smell to them.
Maybe I'll not copy this one. So I still think that these speed lines I'm going to do in post. Only because it just... no matter what I can think to do, it's not going to turn out right in the video here. For one, right here, these speed lines that are showing up are going to be, if I have any depth of field, unless they are at the same distance as that person, which these are not, they are going to be blurred, and so they will be slightly out of focus, which could be an issue, might not be an issue. But when it switches to another shot, that distance could change. It could change the amount of that it blurred, and if the particle isn't correctly locked to everything, it actually could add motion blur to it as well. So I might have to do that in post, but I do want to put some in here right now because I want it for reference. I mean, without the speed lines, it's all ruined. So this needs to start. Joined Incarnations Applejack. Doing Applejack is she just got her license, and she's in full control.
I can tell.
There she goes. She knows what she's doing. She's deja vuing. Needs to start. Let's do 1 second before here. So we'll do 17. Going for. That's fine. This should be going already. It is. I'm going to just lock this right now to camera because this just makes everything easier.
I'm just imagining Applejack bringing up a manual like how to drive tractors for horses, and it says on the first page, don't do it. Horses can't drive. And Applejack says, good thing I can't read. And then she got on the tractor. You still have booze. And you're acting like you don't have booze.
I need to have like a button that's just like a really sad like or like, or what was it from Borderlands 2 what's the little girl's name? Tina. One of the machines, when she just goes sad trombone. That's your jokes.
My jokes are amazing. Just like my animation skills. That got you laughed, didn't I? Look at that. Destroyer of worlds. Oh no. That's just Teo. T-A and then like hyphen. No, comma O.
Comma O?
Comma O. No, not comma. That was hyphen.
Quotation mark?
Quotation. There you go. Like, I don't know what that one's called.
Single quote. That's not coming up. We're just gonna go.
Just type in like pillow fight.
No, I was gonna type in some carnivore. I'm gonna find some other stuff. Did you put?
Somebody did. Pillow fight's on there. There it is.
There's your. There's
it's 53 likes.
50.
Give it another one. No.
It's seven downvotes. So.
Yeah, don't click that one. That one's bad.
What's this one?
Get that one. It makes me happy.
There's 10 quotes, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bunch of people. This reminds me of the animatronics. You see those dark rising parts. Yep, that's a chicken.
School is fine.
Tasty murder.
Tasty murder. She murdered that chicken.
She did. There's not and then the growls moving. Yes. There's literally like all this thing is trying to distract you from the double murder going on.
Well, yeah, I think Scootaloo's got the upper hand.
You were gonna say chicken.
But yeah, the chicken.
You started saying chicken.
Well, there is a dead chicken in there. Got murdered.
I would like some rum. I know what I gotta buy tomorrow. We have tons of whiskey. That's our thing.
I'm out of whiskey.
You're out of whiskey?
I am.
Uh-huh.
I have this, though.
Oh, why were you just holding that?
I was gonna put it in a drink.
Why would you bring it with you?
For later.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I got that camera figured out, so I can move that back. Why is this not one long? Oh, that's not for this. It's for the timing of the audio stuff.
Because I'm assuming you're going to want a drink here soon.
More whiskey. Huh?
I'm assuming you're going to want another drink here soon.
Well, I was assuming when you said, like, wow, you still have a drink, that meant, like, hey, drink it faster.
Is that what I was like? You have alcohol. Well, I guess I should drink it. What was your thought process?
Mm-hmm. Though I use the vanilla the vanilla Coke coffee in that one, and I almost want to get like do they have zero or like diet vanilla Coke? I almost want to get that sometime. No, that's for tomorrow. No. Yeah. No, but I wonder if they do, because it was the vanilla and whiskey was actually really good. Good mix. Okay, so she comes down with tractor. She's like, wow, this is actually kind of like. I love that shot though. That's. Is her tires moving the whole time there? Yeah, it's good. And normally I like to actually have her bounce, but being she's like taking that corner right there, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. Coke coffee? No, the Coca-Cola with coffee ones are actually pretty good. I'm doing the Coke Zero. I think the one without vanilla on its own is better, but the one with the vanilla goes good with whiskey stuff. But no, I actually really enjoy it. It's better than I thought it would be. It's kind of pricey. It's like $2 a can. But I mean, there's bigger, taller cans, but still. Yeah. It's good stuff. I hope Michael doesn't mix the whiskey with the unicorn thing. Well, that'll be his drink then. Who downvoted his masterpiece? They shall have their muffin privileges revoked. Well, you can hack Derpy Brew. It's probably not that difficult, and then you can figure that out. Alright, so this is the shot, though, that I can kind of get figured out now. Background, because this is probably going to be the largest, widest open shot that I was going to have to deal with. All the other ones probably not going to be that bad in that regard. Arizona plus vodka. Are you talking about Arizona like ice the tea? Okay, yeah, that sounds like it'd be pretty good. Arizona tea is pretty good. It's cheap and good, which is like an awkward mix. I actually do have teas in the fridge. Truly now makes the ones that makes normally the sparkling alcoholics beverages. They have tea now that is sparkling tea with alcohol, and it is delicious. It is really good. Sadly, it's only in the mix packs right now. You can't get like a single pack of a single flavor, because if they could, I'd be going to crap a little like raspberry. All right, so I need to figure out what tree I want to use on this. I'll still have animation later. Apple crown plus ginger soda. That sounds like it could be pretty good.
Potatoes and Dr. Pepper is something interesting.
Huh?
Potatoes and Dr. Pepper.
Oh.
It's potato water. It's just been fermented.
Okay, I have a choice here then for trees. So there is the traditional like tree.
It's weird. Weird in that it has completely eliminated the flavor of the Dr. Pepper, but I don't taste the vodka either. It's like vodka is anti-Dr. Pepper, and they just cancel each other out.
It's a liquid now. That tastes like liquid.
It's liquid.
That sounds bad.
It's weird. It's really weird. It's like my taste buds just like, nope.
So we want what was the name of Sweet Apple Acres? There we go. So there is these trees, right? There we go. So we have like these ones, and these are the ones from
The Horse Show.
Oh, I can't remember the name. That's gonna bug me.
Sweet Apple Acres.
So these are the ones that were made for Nutrifin's video, and they're pony-esque. The only other pony ones that really exist to grab is just they're like perfectly round. So I can go with a tree like this, or I can go with like a more traditional, actual, normal tree. The only reason that these trees are kind of nice is that they look like the cartoony style of a tree. The problem that I see with it is that the ground itself doesn't have that look to it, and I'm not able to change the ground on the map.
Can you not retexture it?
Not without completely like exporting the map in a GCFscape, completely finding my own texture, putting it over the whole thing, re-encoding the whole thing, dealing with it hammer crashing about 3 or 4 times, putting it in here, and if it doesn't look right, then I'd have to redo the whole process again.
Can't you just do it all in MS Paint?
No.
Oh, shucks.
So if I go with the more traditional standard looking tree, I could then, the ground would fit more. I think I could probably get away with a little bit of the cartoony look, because I do want to add some stuff to the ground here. There is, this, if I went this route,
It'll take a while.
there's a cheater way to do that. There is a couple, what my plan was for this, or you can just go this route where you just got like, little tiny thing.
It'll take even longer.
There is a model of an individual blade of grass. It has a lot of controls, or it's really detailed. But no, what I'm looking for is this. So you take something like this, which is a large area grass, and so this is a little bit rough because of the hills. It makes this a little bit more difficult because you basically have to start overlapping some of these. But I can go in here and be like, okay, here's some grass. Voila.
Boom.
As long as you kind of stay at a low angle. If you start going above, probably about here, you can just start seeing these are very bad. But it's built for a video game where normally you're going to be looking at, say, a distance like this, and then these are going to be at a distance. So those are going to be the ones you see out here. But then as you get closer to them, you might start seeing in video games where other grass might kind of pop up closer to you, and so that is the grass that will fill the in-between gaps that these ones leave behind. And that was the traditional way. It's definitely changed a lot since then, but that would be the way to do it. And these were just the distance grass, which for this shot would technically work perfectly. I don't think I have to worry about. So this is really the closest the camera's ever going to get. Yeah, and it's fine. The one difficult that I see with this is Applejack. So she is rolling through the grass. So if I wanted to make it realistic looking, she would have to start hitting the grass. But how do you do that?
Could just not with the grass. You could just leave the grass as is.
You like this?
Yeah. I like the whole.
This is made with quality, not Gmod.
No, look, the horses ate all the grass because they're horses.
But it's still green. There's grass down there.
Well, they ate it down to the nub.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They went and ate all this grass to a perfectly even level.
That's what horses do.
And then since
Except the grass they poop in. Is that the grass they poop in? Because I took care of horses. They ate it down to the bottom.
All right, so I need to add a shot before this that says maybe it's like a precursor shot that it's like a paragraph long that just gives the meta for how the grass is the way it is.
Yeah, that's their poop grass that she's driving through.
Put some little text pointing at the ground. This is poop grass. It's poop.
That's why you got goats, so they'll eat the poop grass. They don't care.
No, what I'm curious about then is if I make this smaller, it'll take me a little bit longer to place all of it. But by doing it like this, when she goes and rolls over certain areas, I can time it. So this is a big version of the grass. This is the 1024, but there is identical versions of this that I have that are smaller patches. And so what I can do is over the path that she is going, I can put more smaller patches, and then as she's going over it, I just slam it under the ground and let it slide, and then it would make it look like she is like digging a hole in the area. It might work. Yes. How soup? Is that? Wait, soup. You got? Do I need? I'm surprised. Maybe you didn't like want an icon of soup. Is there like an emote of soup? Can you use like?
It's like a can of Campbell.
Can you use like standard emotes in these chats or no, like these ones?
Yeah.
You can?
There's a bunch of free ones. Yeah.
I know. No, these aren't free ones. These are the.
Try. Use one of those tacos.
No, we're gonna put. I want to find. There's soup. There's soup. I want to see. Can I post this? Yes. It does work. I can make soup.
Soup. Good job.
Yay.
You all have soup now.
Life hack for those that don't know. If you hit Windows key period, you open an emote window in Windows. I didn't know that until like 6 months or a year ago.
I found that out just now.
See, you hit. Oh, I can show you here. So, like, if I'm in a, well, probably not the best spot for it. But let's say I'm like renaming something here. Maybe it won't let me here because again, it's renaming. Yep, there you hit Windows key period.
Can you put emojis in the title of
Probably
a
not.
file? You should try. See if it crashes your computer. Oh,
Kind of dead.
happy face PNG.
Well, I'm worried about doing that though because like I feel like if you do that and you put the file to any other file system, it's just gonna go. It's not gonna work. Yeah.
It's gonna crash Windows forever.
So there you can do soup now.
Soup. He founded soup. He created soup. He invented it. He invented
That's soup. I invented wet food.
Come on, you invented soup. Now you're like trying to claim curry on us.
No. Curry's is called Flavor Mud.
Yes.
Which is my favorite nickname for a food. Because it's very apt description. I love curry.
Apparently Cincinnati chili is flavor food. So I've been
Well,
told.
the first word is under contention. So in here, I need to know where. I need kind of know where she's going. So she's gonna enter there. Where is she going? Cotton Eye Dapplejack. So I'll get that pretty balanced. Be right there. There.
It's soup. Look, your OC's eating that soup.
Yes, but you are eating a salad. That is a definite lie.
I like salad.
When's the last time you had a salad?
Monday.
Monday?
Mm-hmm. Work.
You had a salad at work.
Yes.
Why?
Because I went to the supermarket to get more peanut butter and bread, and when I do that, I pick up something else besides peanut butter for lunch.
And you picked up a salad?
Yes.
And?
Half sandwich.
Okay, so it wasn't just a salad.
It wasn't just a salad, it was a salad and a half sandwich.
See, that's cheating.
Salads and sandwiches are great.
Soup and salads are better. Or, no, soup and sandwich.
Soup and sandwich is pretty good.
Soup and sandwich is delicious. Actually, this is looking pretty spicy. Yeah, at this hard angle, you can make the grass look pretty damn good. With very low work. Like, look at that. That looks... Oh. If that grass was on Tinder, I'd swipe right.
Where flowers grow like that. I remember back in Kentucky, we got a lot of violets, but they weren't that color. And the other, if we did have white flowers, they were those chigger plants. I know they have another proper name, but we always just call them chigger plants.
Chigger?
Chiggers. Yeah, those little bugs that.
Yeah,
get
I know we have them here.
Oh, yeah, you get them here too.
You know, like literally, like in the summer we get them right out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to get some.
Because if they get under your skin, they itch.
And they're super tiny and they're super annoying.
The only way to get them out is to like take a super, super, super hot bath. Like you're burning.
You have to get special stuff to get rid of them too, because normal.
We always just took a scalding bath.
Well, yeah, but it's more of like
near burn your skin kind of bath.
It's more of to prevent them from just being there to begin with.
Oh yeah.
I want to put. My dad's like, oh, I can spray the whole outside. I'm like, the neighbor lets their cat out, and he goes, oh, it should be fine. I'm like, okay. When you spray your lawn with the stuff, do you let the dog out? Well, no. Well, then I'm not letting the neighbor's cat just wander in it either.
Those things are awful. I used to get them all over my legs.
It's not too bad, but it's annoying because and it's only like late spring.
Well, they're easy enough to get rid of if you have a bathtub. So.
Well, I know, but it's more of dealing with them while they're out there.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing is like last spring is when I figured out we had them out there. Late spring, and they started popping up, and I was just working outside because I just enjoyed being on the deck. But then I got to a point of like, yeah, this is actually very annoying. They're itchy and they're painful.
Well, you just learn to avoid those white flowers because that's what they live in.
Well, I'm not going and rolling outside. They fall from like the trees in the other area. They just kind of pop up. Yeah. When I looked up what they were, because I was unsure, and they're like, no, they're chiggers.
Okay, though.
What are you doing? Doing some Michael screaming at pizza, Midtrim screaming at beans, and me pancakes.
That's
The emojis are really tiny. I mean, it's probably
that's not enough pancakes. You need like at least 3 of those stacks of pancakes. It's last we haven't had pancakes in a long time.
No, I think I had a dream about pancakes.
I did have a dream about a horse yesterday.
Big surprise.
Turned out Maud Pie owned some private property like in the city, and they used it for parties. But it was just
Maud Pie uses it for parties.
Yeah.
What kind of parties?
Like it was a real.
What kind of music does Maud have at her party? It
was a really sad party.
But what kind of music?
I don't remember any music.
I'm going off of like one of those jokes from a bubblegum company.
Yes.
What kind of music would she listen to?
Let's see. Well, she likes rock, so classical?
Okay, yep. As soon as you said that, I knew you were just being a butt.
She likes classical music.
Okay, so she kind of gets her wheel up to this point. So I'm trying to position everything here so that I have the flexibility of the grass on the other bits. The nice thing is here, the grass is going to float a little bit here, but with the camera angle that I have, I don't think I have to actually worry about that. No, I don't. Perfect. I was originally thinking like I wanted her going through like a field, like a farm field, but that would be a lot of work.
You guys get thistles around here?
Thistles?
Yeah, like they got the big purple, like bulbous flowers on them.
No, I don't think so. I don't know the name.
I always call them thistles because they always had like thorns all over them, but they were really pretty out in the fields.
Because these are ones that I'm going to have a little bit of problems with. So I'm going to turn this down, and I'm going to put it down to where they're kind of just poking out here. Let's just say like right about maybe there. To there. So this is where I'm going to have to do a couple of these to try to get it to work. Because I have to make sure it's not coming over the side there. So we're going to copy this one. We're going to paste it.
Derpy.
Well, thank you, Juice Box. Wait,
you got Juice Box emoji?
How did you put Juice Box over here?
We want juice boxes.
How did you do? Is there?
Oh, You've created a problem.
Uh-oh.
Everyone wants the juice box now.
How did you juice box? Did you hack Twitch? I think you hacked Twitch.
They're compromised.
This is hacks.
You give the ponies juice box now. You give Argo juice box.
You can. I hack sometimes. No, is there an actual? Was that one of the emotes? Was it like an actual juice box? No, like, is there a juice box?
There it
There
is.
is a juice box.
You gotta give it. You gotta give it to Pones.
No, we gotta give it. We gotta give it to Michael.
No, give it to Twilight.
Oh wait, I gotta. Hold on. I got this. Is
backwards.
This is very important. We gotta make sure this works. We gotta do Michael with juice box. There.
Yeah, give that rainbow juice box.
It's a little juice box, so maybe. Hold on. We gotta fix this. So he needs.
There's too much juice. I'll be in the bathroom for hours.
Juice box. For hours to take a piss?
It's a lot of juice.
That's like, I'm allergic to apples.
Last time I bought that much juice, I turned it all into wine. It was a good day.
Mm-hmm.
I had to leave all my wine stuff back in Kentucky.
I think that might work pretty good. So this was how I kind of cheated it, was just kept turning it up the hill until I kind of got to the top. I have to be a little bit careful because I can actually see, I mean, with the sun not blaring, like kind of a flat line here for the grass. And so I have to move this a little bit to get a better angle on it. This is one of those things with scene builds. I love like large detailed scene builds, but it's ever since I've started doing this that I've like thought about people that in movies where they make these like huge cityscapes that are in there for like one shot. Like thinking about like the giant Coruscant scenes from Star Wars and stuff. Somebody designed this intricate city with streets and cars and buildings and everything, and then everybody just saw it as a setting up shot and then passed on from it. And somebody probably spent weeks or months working on that shot, and we just were like, and then we moved on. And so I feel so much appreciation for the people that actually can put so much effort, time and effort. I mean, they're probably getting paid buku bucks to do that.
I feel more for the people who make those kind of shots and then they get cut from the final cut. Because you know that probably happens all the time.
Yeah, well, that's at least they're getting paid nonetheless.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's nice to be able to say, "Mom, I made that."
Because he doesn't have a wife. He spent his whole life just making Star Wars screenshots. Mom, look what I made.
No, I say that because normally if you're talking about somebody that you're trying to show, like, hey, look what I'm doing with my life, your mother is probably the one that you would do that for. Your wife is probably like, just pick up some bread on your way home.
Yeah. Wow. It's like your wife wouldn't care about you. She just wants bread.
It is an important part of the balanced breakfast.
Yes.
Okay. I don't have to worry as much about the further out points. Right now it's mainly worrying about just these points that she's crossing over. So I think we are here and then and I think here too, I don't have to worry too much about it going past her. Oof, I do have to worry about this.
That's hovergrass.
You know what? I know what to do. So this was the 1024. What was props foliage? Which, so this
you just stick like a rock there. and then it'll cover it up.
No, but she can't hit a rock.
It's not gonna hit a rock. It's just gonna be a rock in the field.
So this group of foliage ones I'm using is called props_foliage. That pack is no longer available, and I've had so many people ask me about where I got it that I was originally working on a download for it so that I could offer it to people for download. I just never got around to it.
I am well.
Elias, hello! You were able to make it.
Why are these people who never come to the stream for mods, but I can't be a mod? Let's see how it is.
Because do I have to remind you about Bertobla?
Who?
The one you banned.
Oh, the spammer. I remember that guy. Yeah. I was protecting you from him.
Oh, yes. Well, you did a good job. You definitely, you did a thing.
You're welcome.
How dare people come here and help promote my channel. Get out of here. Okay, so these are the little patches. So these are exactly the same, but they're just in smaller beds. That's why I love this pack. The fact that you can just, like, go and grab these and be like, oh, I need just a little bit of grass. Just a little bit of grass. I just like doing the big patches because it's just way quicker. Oh god, I taught Jules an evil thing.
How to get people juice boxes.
No, everybody's doing emotes. It's just they're so tiny.
They're small.
How do you do the orange one? I don't think.
I think
he did
he's
the orange one. He did pancakes and pizza.
Yes, I think that one is pancakes, not juice. Let's go to her blur. I'm thinking blurred, but I think blurred is still streaming. But yeah, he probably ended just a little bit ago. That is an orange.
That is what he was talking about. What kind of? It's the color orange.
Oranges are my favorite vegetable.
Okay. God damn it, sun. Nano machine, sun.
What's the sun ever done for anyone, anyways? It's always
Like-
hanging up there in the sky, being a bum.
I think that you could literally attribute everything that is in existence to the sun. Like, ponies wouldn't exist without the sun.
I'm pretty sure ponies created the sun, sir. So, check and mate.
I shall state this sentence arbitrarily, and that is a proof.
They certainly control it.
Like, where's the scientific method involved in this?
Well, there's one horse that controls it, so I'm pretty sure it belongs to her. She probably made it in arts and crafts. One would imagine.
Okay. So this didn't work. Actually, I might just do these small little patches of grass through here.
Science.
So the big patch. Or at least I'll keep the big patch, but this needs to fill it. The grass looks a little different. No, it looks the same. Which isn't doing fine. Thank you for asking, Blair. And Elias, we did readjust the whatever you call it for tomorrow, the Jackbox stream. Moved it to just a couple of hours earlier.
That's right, that's what we're doing.
Because to try to help out for those that are in Europe and potentially under a different time frame. So if you did have difficulty,
But what about those in Hawaii? And Alaska?
I did readjust that so it's 2 hours earlier. I don't know if it would have difficulty, but it does make sense on a day that I have the flexibility to allow that flexibility. Okay, so this one, I want to have this angled about like this, because it just makes it easier if it's angled with the camera. Not with the camera, with the, whatever you call it. So, while I said, like, you know, this is the way we're going to do this, I have no idea if it's actually going to work or not. This is just like I was coming up with it out of my ass. So I'm hoping that this method of running over the grass works. We're going to see. All right, in a minute here. To me, it works in my head. And actually... I was like, I should actually animate one of them and then copy paste the animation, but I don't think that would actually work. Or at least I'm not going to trust it to work. And I could even put a smaller patch right down the middle, and so that the grass on the outsides where the wheels... Oh no, I guess she's kind of sliding. That would make that difficult. But to me, doing this is better than not doing anything. So that's why I'm doing it. Up there. So right there. BTV does modify the emotes. Now I have floating chat with modded emotes and normal chat with normal emotes. It sounds very complicated.
Too much science.
Too much science?
Mm-hmm. That's what anything that is complicated is science. That's what makes science science. It's complicated.
I don't think that's how science is defined. Anything complicated is science.
Look,
Michael's like, microwave, that's science.
That is science.
Putting on my shoes?
Science.
This is totally science.
That's why my shoes don't have laces.
It's too complicated.
It's too complicated. It becomes too sciencey. I was just in elementary school, and they're like, and here's how you tie your shoes. And I looked at them, and I was like, madness. This science is witchcraft. Witchcraft, I tell you.
Science is witchcraft?
Science is witchcraft, yes.
It's like, that woman is left-handed. Witchcraft.
Absolutely, that's how you know. That and red hair.
I do not know witchcraft.
He says that, but have you seen what he's been doing? He brought horses to life. So
you did witchcraft. Too.
I mean,
yes. They were animatronic monstrosities, but they were alive.
Alive.
I did put the derbies away. I almost forgot.
Did? No. This room is greatly improved with all the derbies. Left chicken.
Well, Chicken has to stay there. He's the supervisor.
No. Could have a derby.
It's part of the contract.
Chicken owns the stream.
Okay, so how long does it take to pass from a point? So from here to here. So we'll just say this is the amount of time that it takes to pass over a spot. We'll just move this down to here. You know, I might have to do this one by one, so we'll give this a shot. So this one, so this grass right now is controlled by this area. So when she hits this spot, to say this spot, we're gonna bring this down. If I do it quick in the beginning. Okay, then I'm just going to grab another one right here. We're going to say this one goes down, but is it timed correctly? Yep. Oh no, this one. This one. Go down. So I'm probably gonna be a little bit forward. Nope, a little bit more forward. Okay. This one down. I don't mind having a little bit of some showing because that just actually makes more sense.
Didn't you want it to come back up a little bit when she passes?
No, she just murders that stuff.
Just destroys.
They're just gone. She's just when Applejack only has a green hoof with apples. Anything other than that, she like touches it and it's like grainy.
Oh, needs that. One of my favorite animations with Applejack was always just the one where she cries a single tear and it grows the tree in an instant. And then there's just watermelons in the tree. I think that was
So wait, you just like, you know what one of my favorite animations is? It's one where Applejack is crying.
Yes.
Because it means that she is sad and that makes me happy.
So good. I'm trying. I think it was a cup. His name was. Met him at a convention once. It was Cupcake or something. So,
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Anthologist.
Yeah, he's one of the anthologists. But just he made silly videos for a while. I think he stopped abruptly.
He also made some really weird stuff.
Yeah.
Did he do the like?
I think that was him. Yeah.
I think that was him.
It got like best video of the decade or something.
It was like
it was like the top 100 videos.
The problem I have with that video though is that the audio isn't his. So he just animated it, which if it was 100% his, sure, but
he made the better version.
But the funny part about it is when the funniest part about something is the audio and you're just putting a visual to it, then not so much. Like with Remembrance, I at least still take credit for that being something more unique because it's not the audio that does it, it's the content with it, and the audio helps with that. But then like Alishai, no, I just copy pasted the audio from something else. So then I don't consider that the same. Not to say that it wasn't good content. It was good content, but the audio itself is what made it fun.
I did see the original once, I think, with the dog and the helicopter. But something about it it wasn't as good. There was something about it that was better.
Yeah, I don't know. What could it be that would make pony content better?
Any content better, for that matter. Take the best video you've ever seen, add ponies, gets better. That's a fact.
Okay, Saw.
Oh. That's just Fallout Equestria.
But is it better?
Yeah.
I mean, it's better, but it's also...
I would reread Fallout Equestria. I don't want to watch any more of the Saw movies. I've seen enough.
See, Elias has got it. Chicken makes sure Michael doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's what he said. And then Chicken come to him. No. Chicken, no. Let me fix chicken.
Don't hurt the chicken.
Hurt the chicken.
No, don't put your hands in there. It's dirty.
My hand is not dirty.
I saw your TV dinner Tupperware.
I didn't eat it with my hands.
Oh.
Here, chat. Look, I fixed chicken. No, the unfixed chicken.
He's in pain.
Good.
Help me. Help me.
No. See, you broke him.
He's an asshole.
I'm gonna pull your head back through your asshole.
You wanna fight?
I was eating your hand. It's like it's attached to me now. It won't get off. It's like the Goosebumps, the mask. You can put it on your hand. It just becomes your hand.
Wasn't there a movie where it was something about like the hand was his hand or his arm was possessed by an evil spirit or something?
Oh, The Claw, I think was the movie. And he had to chop off his hand, and then his hand came to life and kept attacking people. It was called the movie The Claw. I think it was.
Yeah, something. I remember seeing advertisements and stuff for it way back. So this one needs to go down a little bit more. All right, so now I want to see, does it make a difference when the grass goes down, if it should go down at an angle like this? Because this would make the front grass go down first. I didn't want to do this animation for it first, because I wanted to make sure I didn't want to like do a bunch of like the motion on stuff and then not have it match up. But that's why that's why I did I did all the angling so that I have this angle at the same bit. The thing that if I do it like this, it's minor, but I think it does kind of help. So I'm gonna leave it. Do you want to go grab me a lemon or a lime? You can grab a peach.
I like bribery.
That's why I added that at the end. I didn't match that up right. There. And then this one be here. I'll do there and do down a little bit. Well, you don't blow up. Don't blow up the bits. And thank you. I think you're the host. Jello-y? I messed that one up. I know that. Okay, let's see how this looks. You know, okay, when she first lands, I think what I need to do is this grass right here at the first landing point.
There's no such thing as lime, but I brought you a lemon. Tell that to lemon and key lime pie. Which is better?
Good enough. Well, I appreciate it. There's some people that get really defensive on that.
I want that as a poll now. I want to know which is better, key lime pie or lemon pie. I know my preference. They're both good.
It seems like a really weird poll, but yeah, sure. We'll do a poll.
Random poll.
New poll. Pie.
Yes.
Lemon lime. No, he said
lemon or lime.
Lemon or key
lime is what they call it, but you just put lime.
Lemon or lime.
That's it.
Or.
Yeah, but what's really like? Yeah, but that's not like a acidic. Strawberry rhubarb is pretty good too.
These are all the same. We'll do those two.
Like any other those two pies are like very similar. Like if you go any other pies, like it's not similar. I'm trying to think of a similar pie to lime or lemon.
We'll just do those two. I don't know if I really had a key lime pie that I would say like blew my mind or anything.
It's definitely, you got to be in the right mood for either a lemon or a lime pie. Like if anybody ever offered me one at any time of the day, I'd take it. But
your back wheels hit, and it looks like to me.
You don't like either.
Well, I guess I could have put in either option. Michael.
He doesn't like. How do you not like lime pie? Lemon's the best. Like, but lime. I think key lime pie.
No, I don't. If I had to definitely say what pie I wouldn't like, but lime, it's not gonna be my favorite.
So, lemon?
No, you said butt lime. I'm gonna say that butt lime.
Only the butts of limes. Do you know what part the butt is? Well, you're gonna eat it.
Do you want to know how they clean it? They don't.
It's very juicy, the butt of limes.
Shrink that down a little more.
Can't stand it anymore because you're from Florida. I like things that are tart. Oh, I kind of like a black cherry pie can be pretty tart. So I guess that one's kind of similar because it kind of falls into the same category for tart pies.
Too late, Michael. Florida, and I have had so much key lime, I cannot stand it anymore. Yeah, I can understand it from a southern perspective. Actually, oh, wow, okay, it was 4-3, so the
Pretty close.
Lemon winning. But to me, that's basically a tie.
Pretty much.
No, I can agree. Like up where I am, with key lime, not really a thing. Lemon pie, you'll see sometimes, but normally what we'll have is like the strawberry rhubarb or like cherry or apple. I guess to me, like probably apple, pumpkin, and strawberry rhubarb are the three main ones you'll see.
This definitely sound like Thanksgiving kind of pies more.
Yeah, but that's the ones I just tend to see. There's definitely cherry. My dad likes making cherry pie.
Cherry's really, really good. That's probably my favorite all-around pie. Is like a black cherry pie.
Never had rhubarb. Well, I think most of the time, if you're gonna have rhubarb, I'm not thinking about. You don't have just rhubarb pie. Rhubarb is one of those that just helps. It gives
flavors.
It helps create a more fulfilling flavor for other fruits that are put with it.
Rhubarb is a little bit bitter or tart, but you mix it with something that's sweet, like strawberries, which is the most common thing to put with it, and it really kind of helps balance the two out, and it makes a really good flavor. I love strawberry rhubarb. Yeah,
strawberry rhubarb is probably the best. I can't think of any other like.
You could do like a blackberry rhubarb, which would probably be pretty good.
Because my grandma used to have, I believe, a rhubarb plant, and so she also picked her own strawberries too, though. So like everything was like El Natural, but they're from a farm, so
rhubarb grows wild in a lot of places, pretty well. So people wanted to mix it in things, but it's pretty awful by itself. So you gotta put it with something.
Say that about a lot of things.
It's kind of like, I want to say it's awful by itself, but it's not awful. It's kind of like vinegar. You don't want to drink that by itself, but you put it with the right stuff, it's really, really good.
Well, you say that about a lot of stuff. Like that's one thing that with Fallout 76 that's been bugging me, and I always find hilarious is when you walk up to granulated sugar.
And just eat it.
Yeah, you just find a container like this big. It looks like a freaking gallon of ice cream, and it has the option of eat.
Eat a gallon
and you
of sugar.
didn't just leave it there. No, it's literally go out of existence. So you just ate that, and then right next to it, they had an entire salt pepper shaker and a pepper shaker, and I'm just gonna eat that.
I'm pretty sure with that kind of diet, you'd be dead pretty quickly. Dehydrated with diabetes.
Dehydrabetes.
Yes, the worst.
I was actually just playing 76 earlier today, and the ally quests that they have in there.
Oh, that's upsetting.
They drank about a gallon of water in a bendy straw to make good for you, Argo. On there. Oh, is that today? I thought she
doesn't hurt herself.
I thought that she was going to be doing that on the 29th.
Because I've heard people who can, water poisoning.
You have to drink a gallon of water in a minute.
Yeah, still.
It is literally almost impossible for you to do it. So it's...
I know somebody did it during a radio contest or something.
Yeah, but there, you're doing it...
It was like a race.
Because that whole joke thing started because she made hydrate too cheap. And so I just started spamming it. I had just a bunch of points, and I still do. I have thousands of points, and so I just started spamming it a bunch. And she's like, no, And
had, like,
she didn't have
36
water at one
drinks.
point, so she cracked open a can of green beans and she just drank the green bean juice. And at that point, I'm like, okay, you win. So I let her
That's
go
some
with it.
good Twitch TV.
So that's when she was talking about bean juice at the last stream. That's what she was in reference to.
Well, she's getting her salt in her diet, that's for sure. Drinking that bean juice.
No, midterm is fun. She's always been fun.
She's pretty cool. I'm hoping to be able to see her again in the near future.
Well, we've I think I kind of brought it up before. We there's a small convention that we kind of do as a smaller group. They includes her and some of her friends. It's usually just over a dozen people, but we treat it like a convention. I have an actual badge. It's on my fridge. And we just hung out for a weekend. There was pretend panels that never happened. Her Twitter account, because it's a working title con. If you look it up, it has an actual Twitter account. And they were tweeting January of 2020 about all these events we were running. But there was no events. It was all just made up.
Well, no, there were events. They were just very small and just for us.
But because she works for a lot of cons, there were some cons that were saying, we're jealous. We wish we were part of this convention.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fun. It was because to me, after doing all these conventions and stuff, I love running panels. I love doing a lot of this stuff. But my favorite part of the conventions is just the time that you get to spend with the people that you know.
Got a lot of reading done. It was very nice.
So yeah, it's just fun hanging out with friends. And so the whole thing with that convention was, let's just do that. Why don't we just have a convention but get rid of the convention part? And it was actually pretty cool. So
it was the best convention I went to in 2020.
Considering it happened in January.
Right before everything got shut down.
I think it was the only convention in January.
That is the joke.
Did any convention happen?
None that we went to.
Did HarmonyCon happen?
I don't know. Anything that after April didn't happen.
Yeah, anything in March, because March at the end, anything from mid-March on. But even then, I'm not sure. Because Windy City was unsure of their status until kind of last minute.
And it was cool to see Texas. It's the furthest west I've ever been. I've never been to the West Coast.
Texas is the furthest west you've been?
Mm-hmm. Before that, it was Minneapolis.
Jesus Christ.
Not gone west.
I have been to Yellowstone, Utah, Arizona, California, Seattle, Idaho, Montana,
Been to Europe,
North Dakota,
twice.
South Dakota. If you count just the ones that passing through Nebraska, that's where I'm saying I don't have anything left to see in America.
I kind of want to go to BabsCon just to go to California, because California sounds like fun.
So with BabsCon, I think this was useful information for people that are I want to go to a convention. Which one should I go to? BabsCon, I did enjoy the people that run it. Make everything feel smooth. Some of the registration was an issue for some of the years I was there, but it's definitely improved since then, so it's not a problem. Their main hall is great. Their secondary halls, not so much. I do like that they're a little larger, but the area that they're set up in, you basically get no cell signal, and it feels kind of tucked away. But they work. I've definitely been in worse. So I do like some of that secondary. It's just you know what you're going into, no matter what the secondary rooms are, because they're all copy paste. If you want stuff to travel to for food, there's nothing. You're gonna basically have to order it in or something, or eat at the food that's there. There's not many options, because the closest you can walk to is a half mile or a mile away, probably a mile, and it just. So you're a little bit of an island with the hotel there. If you want to see stuff in the city and the area around it, you're not going to get anything at BabsCon. But the location is really pretty. The hotel itself, they have a bunch of trees in the inside, so it actually feels really nice and open and free. I do like that. But the best part about BabsCon is the party rooms. So if you're looking for a convention that you want the nightlife, if you want to, after like 8 p.m., or 8 or 9, I can't remember the exact time, if you just want to go and hang out, have a bunch of drinks, and just be able to walk up and talk to anybody, that is the convention for you, 110%. They basically lock down the second half of, I think it's the second or the third floor, I think it's the second floor, the back half. And what they do is all the hotel rooms in that back half of that floor are, if somebody is set up as a party room, they will put down a plastic on the floor to make sure that they don't get the floors dirty or whatever. Some of them are very themed. Otherwise, you go in, they can't actually sell you liquor. That is illegal. They need a liquor license to do it. So they basically heavily ask for donations. But it's fine. Every room I walk into, I immediately drop like 20 or 30 on the table, and just to cover me for a little while. So, like they had the Klingon room, which is a bunch of guys that go to different conventions, not just Pony, but a bunch of all over the place. They act and play like Klingons. They're hilarious. They are super fun, and they will stay in character no matter what. They always have snacks that are there, and they were super, super fun. And they have like Star Trek playing on the TV, and they have the whole thing themed. They had the 4chan room, they had the Berry Tube room, /MLP room, just some random people running party rooms. And basically you just walk between rooms. You have to check your ID at the door. If they're full, they can't let you in. They'll check numbers. But otherwise, you just go in there and you basically just chat, grab a drink, and just mess around with people. I was in the Berry Tube room, and do I still have a recording of it? So for BabsCon, I would say that the convention experience, standard. There's nothing like I would say that's special or not. It's pretty average. Anything outside the convention, below average. But the party rooms are the best you're gonna find by far. Everfree would maybe be a close second because of something that for the Berry Tube stuff, but it's not usually as public. When was the last time I was at BabsCon? 2018? I think that was 331. That might be BabsCon. Yes, this is BabsCon. And then this gets into Winnie City. This is the end of BabsCon. I'm looking for a specific video. That's 317? No, that's something else. Maybe I didn't actually save it. But anyways, I was in the Berry Tube room, and they were watching Berry Tube live during the room, and they ended up like forcing in Luna's Banishment, and everybody in the entire room was singing Luna's Banishment with their arm in the air, and it was an amazing experience. It was so fun. So, sounds like my kind of con. I will get to the stupid face in just 1 second. No, if you like party rooms, BabsCon is the best you're going to find for party rooms. If it wasn't for the party rooms, I didn't plan to originally go there again, but after this like big break thing, I probably will go again. But if it wasn't for the party rooms, to me it would just be a MacCon personally. For some other people, it's a great con. They love it. It's fine. For me though, for what I'm looking for in a convention, it's slightly below average, but the party rooms throw it way, way higher because they are so every time they have the party rooms, that it's just every memory I have from that convention is party room related. And it is just spending up from like whenever they open at like 9 or 10 p.m. until like 2 in the morning. It's just nonstop fun. So
how close is the convention to the ocean?
You can see it from the door.
I'd get to see the ocean.
Kind of.
The Pacific Ocean.
You probably are seeing the peninsula, like the water that's inside of it.
Yeah, still, that's
You'll
still
see them
really
flying in. And then there's one year that, so last year they did 4-day, and we ended up going in there Thursday. The first day was not really a convention. There was nothing going on. But Jurassic, which is, he was on the chat, hello, Denise. California is fun, but for the convention, it's not always the same. But we know Jurassic, and since he lives out there, when our first day there was nothing going on at the convention. Their Thursday was literally nothing. Since we were there a whole day, we ended up going to the pier, hanging out all day, walking through some of the city, through Chinatown. We spent the whole day just in downtown San Francisco, and that was a lot of fun. But it was because we knew some people in the area, we knew some other people that wanted to go with, and we just had some fun with doing it. But yeah, so I would say if you're looking for a good party room con, BabsCon. If you're looking for a good overall hang out with friends and just a cheerful, positive con, that's probably going to me be Ciderfest. Ciderfest is the best overall. If you want to check as many boxes as possible, that's Ciderfest. What would Everfree be to me? I had some issues with the staff at Everfree, but that's behind the scenes stuff. That's nothing to do with the staff. To the public perspective, is the behind the scenes logistics stuff that I didn't like. There's a lot of stuff you can do at Everfree around the convention. There's some good local stuff. Not at their old location, the current location. But other than that, Everfree to me is pretty standard. Winnie City is basically Diet Cider Fest. Not as good of a convention hall, but who knows, because Cider Fest changed their hall.
Running it. Well, Ciderfest's new hall is still in the center of the city, whereas Winnie City's is kind of out in the suburbs. That is,
if I had to say, one of the biggest benefits to Ciderfest is if you want to be able to go somewhere that then you can leave the convention hall and experience the area, Ciderfest is probably the best con right now. You can walk out the door and immediately you're in the middle of downtown Milwaukee. Tons of really good restaurants, tons of great bars. There's a mall 2 blocks from there. Great local coffee place, great breakfast places, great dinner places,
great bars.
There's just if you want a good convention to experience the city that you're in, Ciderfest is definitely great. But overall, just good in general.
It's really great if you live out in the suburbs or the country and you want to experience the city.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Ciderfest is.
I've never been to TrotCon. So I really can't say anything on that. I know the memes and stuff, but that doesn't tell me any information about the con, so I won't be able to help you on that. BronyCon was the spectacle, but BronyCon doesn't exist anymore. Besides that, I don't think there's been any others that I've been to. I know I talked to the guy, I think it was at Ciderfest last year, that ran HarmonyCon, and he was trying to convince me to go a little bit, and he seemed like a really, really cool dude. And to me, the personality of a person is immensely important to me. More important than many, many other things. It's how do you interact with people? And he seemed really fun. So, and I've heard good things about HarmonyCon, but I can't say anything about it. So yeah, So the ones I've been to that still exist are Everfree, BabsCon, and Ciderfest in Windy City. If I had to do a recommendation top of the list, it'd be Ciderfest, with a close second being BabsCon, then probably Windy City and Everfree. That's my list, I guess. There's probably other conventions too, but I can't say anything about them because I haven't actually been to them.
Windy City is very much a friends con. You go there to see your friends.
Oh yeah, but Winnie City and Ciderfest are for us because we are from Minnesota, so it just ends up being a lot of our local people that are there. So that to me is bias towards that a little bit. BabsCon, I get less of that, but then I get some other of the travel friends that really like it. And there is so many, the party rooms are so fun.
I just want to go to see California and see the Pacific Ocean.
I think that if we ever do BabsCon again, being that Jurassic is out there, I think that would be one of those things of, is the con start on Friday? Sure. Head out Wednesday night, stay an extra night, and spend the Thursday actually going into the city and getting to experience it. Because if you go there just during the convention hours, you're not going to be able to.
You need to hang out with Jurassic more.
Yeah, well, he doesn't go to a lot of the conventions, but yeah, he's Jurassic.
Mm-hmm. He is.
I'm getting out to a kite. I just don't want to. If I get distracted by stupid face, I'm going to forget what people are asking here.
I've had enough of Florida for a lifetime.
Death Valley, Vegas for cons. I've not been. I've been to Vegas once, and it was for work, for a training session. But I've been to every coast. I've been at least like on the East Coast. I've been to like Connecticut, Orlando, and the east side of New York City. So not like actually New York City. And then on the west side, I've been to Seattle and I've been to San Francisco. But then I've been to Utah and to Yellowstone and to Dallas and to San Antonio and to Chicago, Milwaukee. I don't really count Atlanta, even though I passed through.
Have you ever been overseas?
No, that's why I've basically seen so much of America that at this point it's nitpicking. So,
I would like to see Alaska, just to see the lights.
My brother, the auroras.
Yeah,
but you don't know if you're going to see them or not.
Well, they can project that stuff ahead of time, can't they? Like they have a general idea because it's created by solar flares. Yeah, but you can project based on an 11-year cycle when they're going to be more often. But you can't project what day they're going to show up. No,
because a lot of those you can predict maybe a day or two ahead of time. But you're not going to plan a trip on the day or two ahead of time. No, you can if you're at solar maximum or solar minimum. Yeah, you can predict that there will probably be more, but there's been plenty of occurrences where the auroras have been all the way down to Florida. If that happens, probably our power grid's going to collapse, but it happens. And we've had auroras here plenty of times.
I haven't seen them though.
Yeah, we haven't had any. When was the last time we had one? It's probably been 5 or 6 years at least. But we do have them here. But just whether or not the skies are clear, I've seen them before.
Well, aren't you special?
Well, you live here now, so you can enjoy the special. Oh, here comes the blessing of the tractor.
Apples.
All right. Stupid face. What do I got here?
I mean, her face is already pretty stupid.
I know, but that doesn't really succeed. I'm just like I just don't go bam. Like,
boom. Stupid.
I succeed. And she's I haven't done it in a while. I'll do the other stupid face. Okay, so see Applejack's over here.
You haven't done anything to Apple Bloom yet.
Yep. No. So Applejack's looking over here, and she looks over at.
I think she just snapped her neck.
She looks over at Apple Bloom. She's fine. And. There we go. And she's like, "How Apple Bloom? How was school today?" And then Apple Bloom, she moves her head because that's what people do when their attention has been brought to them. I'm trying to adjust things without. There we go. So she looks over at Other Horse, which is what Applejack's other name is. And she's like, it took forever to move my head. What did you say again? And then she's like, well, what did you do at school today? And my teeth are stuck out. Let's ignore this Botox. And the album's like, it was pretty good. I learned algebra. And then Applejack she looks off into the distance. And she's like, she gets kind of sad. There's the sadness. There's the sad, and she's like, oh, algebra. She's like the math that hurts. Like, there's so many bad memories. I can't add. And Apple Bloom. Apple Bloom. She's like, I have won my sister on something. She goes like, okay, Applejack, I want to ask a question. And then Applejack is a little scared. She's like, no, uh-oh. And I was like, well, what is 2 plus 2? And then Applejack, she decides at that moment that it was a very important. She's like, I need to get out of this situation. So she's like, you're adopted. And then Apple Bloom's, she gets kind of sad. She needs to be sadder than that. there. She goes kind of sad. She's like, why would you say that, Applejack? And then she's like, very, very serious, because to get serious, you gotta get really close.
That's super close.
And she's like, 'cause it's true. She's like, we bought you from a stand on the side of the road. We needed help.
Oh no.
And then she goes back to normal. She goes back to semi-normal. That's normal, Applejack. We're just gonna let that happen. Then Apple Bloom kind of like, this is Apple Bloom's thinking face. Apple Bloom starts thinking a little bit. She gotta look down. Oh, there.
No.
The brain is thinking. She's contemplating, and then she looks back at Applejack, and she's like, "I'm gonna sue you." And then Applejack realizes that she doesn't know what that means, and she's like, okay, you can have $10." And then
10 whole monies.
And then Apple Bloom, she's like, deal. And then she got the $10, so she's free, so she can run away.
She can only afford it.
She can't afford all her limbs though. So Applejack gets to keep the limbs.
No.
So the limbs are now hers, but not the feet. The feet, those are owned by the government because of taxes. So
yes.
So this is
this is government at work.
So yes.
She looks extra sad now. Yeah.
Told Applejack, I want to come home. And so then she comes home. But then Applejack's like, no, you want my $10 back. And then Apple Bloom ceases to exist. And
she couldn't afford to exist.
And then Applejack is happy because she liked pizzas anyway. So then she goes back to being normal Applejack. Yep, normal Applejack. That's normal Applejack.
Get the apples off those trees. Gotta have the long neck.
Okay. This whole time, Big Mac's is like, peaches are delicious.
Peaches are delicious.
But then
I kinda.
She's like, oh no, she's
gonna have to sell her brother. So sad.
She's okay, give me $10.
If you eat peaches, you owe me $10.
You said the bad word. And then, but it's okay because like Big Mac is super beef, and he's just like, psh.
He can't afford his feet either.
Yeah, he can't afford it. Like there's too many taxes, but it's okay because he's ultra beef. He's like punch. He's like, psh, and then her head just goes like wham, and then she's dead. And then he's like, I'll give Apple Bloom $15 to come back, and then she's like, where's she? Oh, she's dead still. I gotta bring her back.
She's gone.
And then bam, Apple Bloom's back, and she's like
$15.
Yeah, I could afford comic books now. And then they lived happily ever after, without Applejack.
Yay! Good end.
I'm allergic to stupid. I'm sorry. There was your story. There was your stupid.
Yes, that was your stupid face. But Null and Void mentioned Florida, and I have a Michael story about Florida.
Hold on, I want to catch up with chat. Take a pic. Bernie, okay. I don't think there's any part. You can tell your stupid story.
But it's an amazing story. So I've been to Florida many times, but my family always...
Many times.
Yes, at least like 7. My
By
grandparents...
Florida, do you mean that you just entered the northern part of Florida?
No, we went down to Orlando. My grandparents used to live in Winter Haven, Florida.
Did you go to Disneyland?
Yes, on Disney World.
Yeah, Disneyland was...
I've been to Disney World, I've been to Epcot, I've been to Universal Studios, I've been to SeaWorld. So I've been down to Florida several times. But my parents always traveled on a budget, and I remember them wanting to go to Disney World with 4 kids on, like... I'm like, when my parents lived in a trailer, and like Disney World's like $100 a person.
A day?
For just one day.
For one day?
For one person. Disney World's expensive.
And
Like,
well,
real
that was
expensive.
then. That's got to be more.
Yeah, probably.
But it's all the merchandising. Merchant.
You'd
No,
think.
Florida is terrible. I love it. What, no Epcot?
No, I went to Epcot.
Drinking around the world, I'm pretty sure he was not of
No, I wasn't. I wasn't drinking age when I went to Epcot. But anyways, my mother, my parents, they wanted to go super cheap Disney World. And they found a way to do it.
That sounds like just going to Chuck E. Cheese.
Essentially, there was a dude in a Denny's, which is always a good
Okay.
start. He had like a booth set up inside the Denny's.
A booze?
A booth.
Okay.
Like a booth. And he essentially bought a season pass to Disney World. And he would give it to people.
No, you buy it.
Well, you buy it from him. It wasn't exactly like completely legitimate. I don't think Disney World would approve. But
Scalping is what it is.
is what it is, scalping. But so you would buy this season pass from the guy, but he had to have a way to make sure to get it back. So what he needed was a license. He needed your license. So I think my mother gave him her license, and he would hold on to it until he got his season pass back the next day. And that was like the whole deal. And this was like set up in a Denny's. Like inside of a very much a not legitimate business set up inside a legitimate business. Yeah, we temporarily were allowed to hold on to a season pass, with them holding on to all of her license, via the scalper from a Denny's.
Which is funny because the actual... If you were to like just keep it, and then what defense would you have on it? You probably didn't sign anything, so then he would have your license, which then you could probably like threaten that he had stolen your license and take on. You probably had a lot of leverage in that situation.
Well, the thing is, it had somebody else's name on the season pass, so you just kind of had to pretend to be that person.
What was the name?
I don't even remember, but they told you to basically just say you're this person on the season pass, and they never ask.
Well, it's not like they're gonna like anybody that brings a season pass goes, so is your name Mohammed? Yes.
Yes.
But don't they check your license?
No. They
Then
just
you
like
don't check the name.
then they
They
don't.
just go.
Yeah, but they're like, no. They would ask like, "Are you this person?" And you would just say yes, and that would be enough, and you go in.
Did they ask that question?
They asked, and my mom just said, "Yep."
Well,
Because that's that's what the person at Denny said to do.
You went to Disneyland, the land where like children are free and you're supposed to have fun.
And I did.
And the first thing you did was you went to Denny's and then trusted some weird man that gave you a piece of paper to go and lie to Mickey Mouse.
Yes,
And so you lied to Mickey Mouse, and then you went back and gave it back to Denny's.
Yes, so that my mom could get her license back.
Okay. And how much did this save you?
I don't know. I didn't pay for it. I was a kid.
Do you remember the Denny's trip?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
when I say I was a kid, I was like 15.
Do you remember the 12 hours where you don't remember anything?
Just took my kidney to the Disney's.
Is that where the lungs are, Michael?
Yes. Like Denny's has them.
Where do you think the moons over my hammy come from?
Something else. But it's so weird looking back that was set up inside of a Denny's. It wasn't on a street corner somewhere. It was inside the restaurant. Like, it's like they must know people are doing that and they just look the other way.
It's not like what are they going to do? Put that in their terms and conditions of use? Like, if you eat at a restaurant, you can, it's no shirts, no shoes, no service, and no scalping Disney tickets.
They just set up a booth inside the Denny's. It was crazy.
What? Like Peanuts, where they had like a thing up on the top,
like a table and stuff. Yeah, inside the Denny's.
Okay.
With advertisements on it.
Why did you know that existed?
I think my mom found out it existed.
Or did you guys just go to Denny's and go, ooh?
I think they had like ads outside.
Then that ads, but then how did you know before you went there?
I think my mom would just started driving around looking for places to get cheap Disney tickets.
You went all the way to Florida and then decided, now we'll try to get our tickets.
Well,
it sounds
pretty
to me
like
your mom had some side deal going on.
Like, I very much,
you know. Do you actually remember this correctly, or was this like your mom disappeared for half the day?
No, we went into the Denny's. He gave us the season pass. She gave him her license, and that was pretty much it. But she was told like ahead of time that there were places in Florida where you could get cheap tickets to Disney.
Well, yeah.
You just had to like do like weird stuff.
I just explained what one of them was.
Oh man, my another.
You have such a weird life.
Oh, that's because
so this is where that mentality of yours of like just pirate everything. It's okay. We can do this. It's okay. And it's just because your parents did that.
No, because we were poor. Like
so,
we got what we could get by like taking it.
But so we didn't have the money, so instead we cheated.
Well, like I know we stole cable, like growing up. You can't do that no more because they got like the digital boxes and whatnot. But we totally stole cable when I was a kid.
But why did you just not have cable?
We couldn't afford it.
So don't have cable.
Oh my, that wasn't about to happen. Well,
how many streaming services do your parents own now?
Like a lot. But
why don't they have the money? I mean, they don't have the money now. Well, how can they afford it?
My dad gets disability.
I know, but that's
paid for all the streaming services. Oh, it's awful, but it's true. My dad collects disability now, so he can afford streaming services. Yeah, they're still poor. They're in a trailer right now. Mine's empty.
Mine is too.
How about that?
You're gonna be out of peach though.
Yeah, it's true.
No, there's 2 more peaches. You gonna grab me a raspberry?
Yes.
It's the one at the very back.
I have another story about
Hello, Sunset. Yeah, Michael's stories are depressing. Just take your blood sample alongside a COVID test. I still have to go and get mine done. Not to test, but I am authorized for getting a vaccine now. I have to actually find an available appointment though, and that's been the problem. They only schedule them 5 days out, and I don't know when the window opens for my local places. I need to get in there right when they open. I think it's in the evenings, and this has been stream week, and that's been tough. If you took the license, wouldn't they be stranded because they can't drive? Well, there's probably 2 of them that can. And if you're already breaking the law, why not break another? There's probably 8 ounces of drugs. A get free pass to Disney. But yes, that sounds like, maybe that's what they did.
Yep.
Thank you. Been a long day for me. How's everyone? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sunset. Hopefully you have a free weekend. You can kind of relax and recharge. You had both your Moderna. That's nice. Yeah, I'm able to, but it's just I'm not in a position where they're going to schedule anything for me, so it's just about finding a local place that's available. And I just need to figure out when those times are. I'm thinking it's later in the day, because you said testing didn't open up until some late time, right?
No, testing for the...
testing now is more of a drive-through thing.
The thing about testing is you can schedule it.
No, not anymore. You can basically just walk up there.
Oh, do they just...
They're a lot more flexible on that. I think they got the stuff in place to make it...
Before you had to schedule like 3 days ahead of time, and you had to pretty much like camp it out at like midnight on the website.
But I'm thinking that vaccines are that way now. So that's why I'm thinking, like, every time I check during the day, it says you can only schedule 5 days out. But every time I check, it says no appointments available. I'm like,
well, I don't qualify as far as I can tell right now.
You should.
I should. You either have to be over 50 and have at least one condition, or be living in a multi-generational household with at least 2 conditions.
Yeah, but
I don't have either.
You don't have 2 conditions?
I do, but I don't live in a multi-generational household.
No, it's not a multi-generational house. It was just basically 2 conditions.
Well,
Were you under 1A or 1B or 1C?
I don't know.
Well, then you didn't look at it.
No, I did. I signed on. I filled out the form.
But you filled out a form where they contact you.
Yeah.
The whole thing with Minnesota is if you qualify, you would just schedule an appointment. You go there and basically with the documentation saying that you qualify, which means you'd probably have to have something from your doctor if you're going off medical.
I'd figure it out.
For me, I have a letter from my company. It's actually from January that states that we are manufacturing, and therefore, because we're manufacturing, we fall under the 1B category for Minnesota, and we are currently in 1B. So technically, I qualify. And one of my managers says, "Yeah, I actually went and got my first shot. It was already." So she's like, "Go and get it as soon as you can, because as soon as they open it to everybody, good luck getting an appointment." So
yeah. I'll have to try a little harder, maybe.
Yeah, if you're relying on other people to call you about it, you're not going to get a call. Yeah. Or a lot of places have said if you really want to get it.
I mean, I went to the Minnesota.gov website to sign in.
Again, you're relying on people to check on things. If you want to really, really get it and you're not going to qualify, go to like a Walgreens or something. Just walk in there and say, "Hey, I can get here within 5 to 10 minutes of a call," if you're able to. If you, at the end of the day, you have extra shots and you would have to throw them away otherwise, I can get here. They actually will do it. That's how somebody I know actually got theirs for that exact reason.
There is a Walgreens near my work.
Yep, you just go in there, just ask them about it. And if they tell you to leave and like say, "Fuck you," well then screw them. But there is a chance where they'll just be like, "We have to throw them away. We have no choice on it. So if we have 2 or 3 extra shots and you could be here in 5 minutes, we'd rather give it to somebody." That's why, like on the Walgreens website, you can sign up for an appointment for a first and second dose or a second dose. The reason they have it for the option for just a second dose is for those people that had gotten an impromptu first shot and now just need to set up a second. So for me, I can't just set up a first because I have to set up a second as well. Yeah.
But
from a clinic run by a local Native American tribe probably helps. And I'm part Native American. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah,
there's probably a shot.
There's already a couple. There's a couple states. I think it's New Hampshire, at least in Minnesota. There's New Hampshire and one other state that actually have theirs set up now, where they are basically on their last group of people, where they're basically saying, "Open, anybody that lives in this state, you can come and get a shot," which is pretty cool to see. You know, I think I'm filling in the grass for area I can't see. Sometimes they don't know whether or not
you were just enjoying making grass.
Well, this is stuff that I can chat and I can do stuff with without actually having to think about. Because it's just turn the grass, put it down, move on.
But I have another Florida story if anyone's interested.
I can go to a news place and then like look up Florida Man. You're about as much Florida Man as Florida Man can get without being from Florida.
I am from Kentucky. I'm not from Florida. They're not allowed to talk about what we do. But no, this is more about my uncle. We went down to Florida, and he wanted cheap Walt Disney World tickets. And he went to one of those things like, "Come listen to our timeshare
oh God,
thing."
You never go to those.
No, you don't. And he learned why. He went to this timeshare thing, and he's like, "I'm just going to sit through this and get my free tickets to Disney World." And they made him feel like the scum of the earth for doing it. Like, he went there, he's like, no, I'm not interested in the timeshare, but where's those Walt Disney World tickets? And he's like, "You're taking you're taking food from my children's mouths. My children I can't afford to feed them, and I'm buying your kids tickets to Disney World?
Nifty, where's my tickets?
What kind of monster are you?" He just kept, like, some of it was just basically, it's like, "Would you like to buy the timeshare?" "No." "Are you sure you wouldn't like to buy the timeshare?" "No." And he's like, Okay, well, you're not buying the timeshare. You are the scum of the earth. You are taking food from my children's mouths. I'm buying your children's tickets to a magical, wonderful place, and you are human garbage. And this went on, he said, for about an hour.
Well, actually, an hour?
Yeah.
Okay, then I would do it.
Just being called this.
Well, no, I've heard of horror stories where they like lock you out for like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
If it's only an hour, hell, I would do that.
But,
I mean, like, they're already the garbage that is doing this and setting it up and being the asshole that is trying to guilt you into that crap.
Yeah.
They can burn for all I care.
No, it was, he said he never will do that again because it was awful.
We had, we went to a concert down in downtown Minneapolis here way back, and I have a brother-in-law, one of the nicest guys you ever meet. Awesome guy. But he's almost too nice in some regards. And there was, outside of one of these little areas, a couple, and it was a man and a woman that was obviously pregnant, or at least looked pregnant. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I just need the money to get on the train so we can get home. And he's like, yeah, I can help you out. So he gave this guy like $5. And he's like, oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And so then we went into this like concert. We're in there for hours. Come back out, and the guy is still out there asking for money for the bus ride. And asked my brother-in-law again for money. And my brother-in-law was like, I gave you $5 like 3 hours ago for the train ride. And this guy started screaming at him, calling him a liar and an asshole, and just screaming obscenities in his name, or like calling him names. Like, how dare you say that? You didn't give me nothing. And so,
I mean, you get this.
So that's I think it's sad, but that's why it's like, if I want to give money to help out somebody that's in need, I'm going to give it to an organization that I know and can trust that will do something with that money.
The thing is, though,
because they're going to go and do that checks.
Yeah. A lot of the people with mental illness at the same time who end up in those situations don't trust those places, so
they're making a choice on that.
They are, but they're making a choice on that with mental illness.
Yeah, and I'm making a choice too.
Yeah,
so,
no,
I mean,
I get
somebody has to make a choice, and I'm going to make the choice that I want to make, because I've seen it against you. It's the mentality of the screw me once, shame on me, screw me twice, shame on you.
Yeah,
and I've been screwed enough on stuff like that I just don't trust any of it anymore. And that's what's sad, is because there definitely is people that are in need and could use it, but there's been enough people out there that will abuse that, and I don't know what I'm doing anymore on that regard. So
it's hard to know what to do, really.
So I will just leave it to those that are doing the better of a check. So, seriously, real fast. That's normal. Yeah, welcome to the internet. That's how it works. Well, that's just how Michael works, though. Michael likes sad, depressing stories.
I tell nothing but fun stories. My stories are all fun.
Your stories always start with like there's potential fun, but then somebody gets like a broken leg or something.
I don't know. Well, my sister did break her kneecap.
See, there we go.
Did I ever tell you that story?
Yeah, you know what? Probably.
She was just running down a hallway and slammed right into a wall. I made so much fun of her. She shattered her kneecap.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now that, so Michael.
She's fine now.
A story requires like a progression.
There was. She was running, hit a wall, shattered her kneecap, and it was in a cast. That's the whole story. Like, she was just like,
why was she running?
She was like running into church or something to get something, and she didn't stop.
She saw the Holy Spirit and freaked out.
She was like laid up in that wheelchair forever.
The only reason I love your horrible stories is because like they literally just all you can think about is the horrible part of the story, and you skip over all the context to just give the ending of the story, and it's the lack of context that just makes
that story was just pretty much she was running as fast as she could, not paying attention to where she was going, tried to turn a corner, didn't stop, got her hit her knee right into a wall and shattered it. I made fun. I was back in high school and I was making fun of her the whole time. So it's kind of a.
How many? So I. I'm trying to think of the best way to ask this. How many, just go with the direct way, how many times do you think I have cracked my head open? Like, actually broken the skull and the skin?
You cracked your head open?
Mm-hmm.
3. 3's a good number.
I think it's actually a few more than that.
I've done it once.
I have cracked my head open at least like a half a dozen times. It's been quite a few. That's why I'm always scared about like going bald too much, because like I don't know what's up here anymore. I'm a little worried about that.
Tell us one of those stories.
Me and my brother were wrestling at one point, and like the one main one was wrestling, and he ended up grabbing me, and we got pulled into and thrown into the absolute corner of a wall, and my head right into the corner, and just completely split it open. Had an ice cream bucket on my head in a towel, and at that point I was like, you know what, it's just enough. I did it again. It's fine.
I managed to get a pretty nasty gash on my head when I was younger. I had to go to the hospital, get stitches for it, and I'd say it was my fault, but it was my brother's fault. And I probably told
you're blaming your brother now.
Well, he did it.
I can blame my brother, but you can't blame your brother because he sounds like a pretty cool dude.
When I was a kid, my younger brother, I can't remember which one, they're twins and it's hard to tell them apart. It was one of the two, was at my grandmother's house, and he was just chucking like pots and pans and the glasses from my grandmother's cabinet down the stairs.
So doing normal Kentucky things.
Yeah, like he was just running to the cabinet, grabbing like a glass, and then just chucking it down the stairwell. And it was all plastic stuff and like metal stuff, so nothing was breaking. But I went upstairs to stop him.
Why were you stopping him?
Because he was doing a bad thing.
How old are you?
I was probably 8.
So you weren't stopping him from doing a bad thing. You were thinking that you would get in trouble for it.
Probably.
Yeah, because when you're 8, you don't care about, like, you're not thinking about the valuables of the person. You're thinking about, stop doing that. You're going to get us in trouble. There we go.
So I'm running upstairs.
So don't give context to it.
Look, I was the hero in this situation, sir.
Well, yeah, if you think backwards, were you wearing a cape too? Jesus Christ.
Yes, absolutely. But I'm running up these stairs, and he comes around the corner, of course, with this heavy, like, it's hard to explain what this glass was. It had like beads at the bottom and water that floated around. It was a very heavy, dense glass. And he chucks it down the stairs, and it whams me right in the forehead and splits my head wide open. And so when I do go upstairs, my brother's in trouble, but not so much for throwing things down the stairs, but for splitting my head wide open. And I didn't have to go to the hospital for that, so fun.
My sister has a scar. Like, there's a cut in her eyebrow right here. That was because I threw a truck down the stairs at her when we were young too.
You're like my horrible brother.
Yeah, I was horrible when I was younger, but I'm better now.
Are you?
I say I am, and that's all that matters. No, I do have actually. I don't know if it would really show up on camera. I had so like this is a little tidbit. So this finger, if you can, I gotta cover up Michael's face.
Yeah, it's fine. He's doing it.
It's gonna be hard to see, but it's gonna be hard to see. But I think right there on my finger, there's gonna be a white line. I have 5 stitches.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5 stitches. I had a serrated knife that I missed with, and I actually cut my finger. I cut about basically 1/4 of the way around my finger with it.
Yeah.
And I severed a bunch of stuff, and that is my pointer finger on my primary hand. To think about. And so I had to go to the ER on it, and my main concern was, did I cut my tendon? And they said, no, actually, the sad part was that they actually like opened my finger and said, no, your tendon's right there. And I'm like, oof, that's cool. I could, seeing your own tendon is probably not fun, but they said you did sever your nerve though. And interesting tidbit is you have, it's all good. I forgive you. Yeah, this is in there. Mm-hmm. In your finger, in most of your fingers, you have 2 nerves that run up both sides of your finger. And what I did was I severed my left one. And in doing so, everything from this point up to my pointer finger on my dominant hand, I lost feeling it. I legitimately could not feel it anymore. So I could like touch this. I could bite it. It didn't hurt. There was no feeling with it. And so I asked him about that. I'm like, so how would that be over time? And he goes, well, the other nerve will eventually start to compensate for it and start to help out and start taking some of the feeling back. So now, to me, it doesn't feel any different naturally, but if I think about it, I can tell that there's a difference. And so it feels like, you know how like when you have your leg go to sleep from lack of blood, it's kind of like the very beginning of that, where it just feels distant, slightly distant, and like all the feeling feels vague. So because the information for the feeling is coming from this side of the finger.
Yeah.
So it just feels. It doesn't feel like down here. If I do it, it feels like normal. But if I go up here, it feels like it like say I put like a glove on, a rubber glove, and I was doing it through the rubber glove. That's what it kind of feels like. But if I don't think about it, it feels like normal, and I can still functions fine. It's perfectly fine. But the feeling on it is different. Only when I think about it, though. Hey. If I'm just acting like normal, it's fine. It doesn't bother me.
You don't think about it.
But it is my dominant finger on my dominant hand. So when I was originally cut it, I'm like,
yeah,
big panic.
Here's the thing, chat, about me. Speaking of nerves, I don't have use of half of my left lung. Because they had to remove part of my nerve, the phrenic nerve. That's what they called.
That's what I was saying. Like, you definitely are COVID.
Yeah,
you should have your COVID shot.
I should. They just don't ask that question. Are you missing half a lung?
Well, no, that's where you go to a doctor and you get a note.
Yeah.
When's the last time you were at a doctor?
Oh, like doctors, they take half your lungs.
Okay. Oh, yep.
There. Fair enough.
You know what? I was gonna have a comeback, but yours wins.
Yes. But I actually do not have use of half of my left diaphragm because of a tumor I had when I was 21. But like, I don't know that I feel different. I definitely have a hard time catching my breath when I'm like exercising. Think about it. Do you feel your lungs?
No,
no, you really don't.
It's something that it's like with the finger thing. It felt really different, and it bothered me for a little while until my body the brain is built to ignore patterns or like things that are consistent. It starts to just remove so that you can only pay attention to the stimulus. And so once it's adjusted to that change, you'll stop paying attention to it.
Yeah, I noticed it first. It hurt. But like,
yeah, so I'm guessing cutting things out of your body is painful.
No, it was incredibly painful. But like now I don't think about it. I definitely notice it, especially when I'm trying to like speak loudly.
Speak loudly, or if you're like jogging.
Yeah. Even then, I don't notice it that much because I guess I've been with it for so long that my lung capacity is just what I think it is supposed to be.
The other one, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
But like I can't scream. That is something I am simply not capable of.
We actually have and I will contest to that. So like I like having my windows open in my car, and like if we're driving somewhere and I have my windows open during the summer and we're having a conversation, like I can like stay above the radio and the wind noise potentially, but then like you can definitely tell like Michael he does that like head turn down where he tries to say things loud, but it's not much louder than his normal speaking voice because this is the best he can do.
Like it is frustrating, I will admit, in large crowds when there's a lot of noise and I'm trying to like communicate with somebody.
They're so loud.
It is loud and it's very hard for me to communicate. Like me speaking right now, this is about as loud as I can get. I can get a little bit louder, but I don't want to. But like screaming across the room at somebody, that is near impossible for me.
Well, thank you, Nolan, for access to. I don't have anything to contribute to this conversation, so I'm just kind of hanging out. I actually had a conversation with some people in. This is going to divert the topic a little bit, but in regards to people that say that they don't. I mean, you're talking about contributing to the conversation, but I had some people that were bringing up conversation in regards to like supporting creators and whatever, and feeling like they aren't unable to contribute, but. The main thing I have to say to that is just being somewhere and and say like somebody has an interesting conversation that they're talking about and whatever, and you just say like cool or that's awesome or anything like that, that actually means a lot. For the creator standpoint, I mentioned that in regards to like commenting on things help the algorithms show interaction, which actually does help. So even if you can't monetarily support a creator, commenting, liking, thumbs up actually does help them. So that is a way to help somebody for free. But in terms of conversation, you don't have to contribute. It's sometimes just being there and having somebody acknowledge what you stated is actually more meaningful than you can think it is. So, yeah, I just remember there was a conversation we had on that recently, so that's why I kind of bring that up. I want to, like, before you go into your next negative story. So just catch up on here. My mom did it once. Went to timeshare. You could take us for Six Flags. Had the guy convinced that she was stupid and was going to send him a check. Maybe Mike is a psychopath. If remove the maybe, and you're probably true. She broke it. She shattered her knee. I made so much fun of her. Yeah, that sounds like Michael.
No, I mean, I was a jerk in high school, like most teenagers.
No, I agree with Sir Edward. It's probably more like, haha, that was hilarious. Oh, frick. Wait, that was serious. Oh, God. When you're a kid, you don't realize, because kids are going to cry about a lot of things.
She
and so you
got
don't realize
better.
the difference.
She got better.
Yeah,
so
now she just has a permanent limp, and it's funny. I have this scar on the back of my head from landing on a headboard. It was metal. It was a very accident-prone child. Yep, trust me, I was too. That's what I'm scared about. I've thought about like going like, because I'm balding. I thought about like, well, what would it look like to just shave it all off? I'm afraid that I have a lot of scars, and I mean, scars can be cool, but I don't know about the top of your head.
I have a scar.
My bro broke my tooth with a chair. We laugh about it after. Well, to me, scars are nice because they give a story. I mean, obviously, having a scar that is like a permanent disability, that's not good. But having, like, to me, that not being able to feel half my finger, it gives me a story. And I have plenty of other things, like having my sister-in-law, who is a registered nurse. She's the one that removed them using tools that are used for surgery on rats. And then having that was cut open, and we ended up going to Utah, not like within the week afterwards. And I was worried about getting sand while we were out there, so I had like a liquid bandage, and that caused other problems. And so like create a lot of memories, and changes and differences in your life or deviations from the norm are what create memories. Good or bad, they create memories, and they make life feel longer and more fulfilling. So this just helped make life feel more fulfilling.
Every event that you can walk away from where everybody's okay at the end, good or bad, makes for a great story.
Well, I'm gonna say, as long as they're not criminally disfigured.
Yes.
Like this to me, I have a scar, but I think it's kind of cool. I mean, It's literally, I have a line with like a bunch of other lines. It's kind of cool. I'm okay with it. It cost me like $800, but
yeah.
One of my fingers misshaped because I crushed it. Ooh. Does it work? I hope it still works fine.
I got a toe that's not facing the right way.
I'm trying to get through chat, Michael. Stop trying to readjust it to you. I broke my foot by banging on a corner of a metal door. See, we're all stupid. Not to say you're stupid. I'm just saying that, like,
you just
literally,
I broke chat stupid.
I broke a toe taking a step wrong. Like, I didn't kick anything. I literally just walked wrong, and I broke a toe. We all have stupid moments.
I broke a toe.
I have a scar on the bottom of my foot because I stepped on a piece of PVC pipe as a kid. I've broken my pinky finger. I meant melted PVC. Okay. Live, Mike, live.
Work on that.
Catch up here. Adding concussion. My face planted in the sidewalk. Well, that's a pog. We do have pog face. Actually, since you have the Axtuna, since he gave you a sub, you have the new Michael pog face. So you can use that if you want. A guy I grew up with often said I had the best bad luck and worst good luck of anything he's ever met. We actually have a thing called Mitch luck. So Mitch that we play with, the obligatory numbers and the Fallout streams, we always say Mitch luck because he does have good luck here and there, but he also has a lot of bad luck, and so that's what we call Mitch luck. Damn, my worst things were breaking your toe when I was 7 and grating the skin from half of my forearm. That sounds pretty negative though. I broke one of my toes due to a bouncy castle accident. I kind of want more information on that one because any incident that includes a bouncy castle feels like it needs elaboration. For example, according to statistics, you have better odds of winning the lottery than getting hit by lightning. I've been hit by lightning 4 times and still haven't won the lottery. Well, it's because you used all your luck on lightning. I fell down some stairs in a walker when I was 18 months old. I obviously don't remember it, but I broke my nose and screwed up my face. Oof. Yeah, and the problem is when you're young, because then it's like, it's just being a kid.
My face is just like this, unfortunately.
I seriously fear losing or chipping my teeth. No, I can understand that because you can't really recover those. At least you're a kid.
Well,
not so much.
I broke my sister's tooth and she got it back.
I'm trying to go through chat, Michael.
I'm just saying.
You're one of those people that, like, anytime somebody says something bad, you got to go, you know what? Let me one up you.
I'm one upping you. I'm saying I did chip my sister's tooth.
Yep, Michael is abusive.
Doing it on purpose.
I think my hand fingers. Okay, first I have to make a request. What is a hand finger? Is that like a finger? Or like is there fingers that aren't on your hand? Like what's the difference between a hand finger and a finger? Nonetheless, somebody dropped the table about 1 meter above me, the middle finger inflated what, to protect you? But nothing broke nor got out of place. Thanks for the follow, Maker. And I closed the car. I'm trying to get up a chat here. And I closed the car door on my pinky. Nothing that time. I actually had it where I ended up having a steel door. Wind caught it on a super windy day, and a door caught my fingers just as the door closed, right on these 2 fingers, and hit them so hard when it closed. Within 24 hours, both the nails completely fell off my fingers.
I did that. Well, my mom ran over my...
See, I'm telling the story now, not you.
But I have another story about a card.
It's a one-time thing. I'm telling you to stay quiet, but I can talk.
You remember those minivans that had the sliding doors?
Yes.
My friend was trying to close one when we were going to an amusement park, and he stuck his head out to get the leverage, and he closed his head right into the door and slammed his head in the sliding door.
Was he dead?
He wasn't dead, but he did cry. He was so hurt. We were going to Americana.
Why'd you do that to him?
I didn't do it to him. He did it to himself.
Uh-huh.
It was awful.
Yeah.
And we were going to the amusement park, too. We were going to Americana.
You were going to the happy place, and then you go and just slammed a kid's head in the door.
He did it to himself, and he did it hard.
That's what they always say. Like, when you go to the judge and jury, and they're like, he did it to himself, sir.
Like, we still went to the amusement park. He might have had a concussion, but we still went and had a good time.
No, if you ask the kid, they're going to be like, are you okay? Do you want to go home?
No. We're going to
Disney World.
We're going to Disney World. Americana, look it up on Wiki. They're out of business now.
I get you. If you use the dates and you get struck by lightning as your lottery numbers, you might just win. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. You go outside in a thunderstorm. Don't do that, actually. Hand fingers. What other fingers do you have? Okay, wait, did you say that before I did? Because I was asking this. Actually, I think you did, and I was asking the same question.
I got feet fingers. You ever pick stuff up off the floor with your feet? It's fun.
I'm freaked out about damaging my hands. I am as well. I've always considered, so like, if I were to have a moment where it was after this finger incident where I thought about it, and I'm like, what incidents would happen I'd be okay with? So like, if I were to lose a hand, which one would I rather lose? Because it's difficult. Because it was actually because of that I am much better at one-handed typing than I am before. Like, I can actually type with my left hand almost on the full keyboard pretty quickly. There's a lot of times you've seen me like retyping names on like,
you're prepping for like weird stuff, man.
Like on here, being able to like, grass is a mostly one hand thing, but like, I'm I'm pretty good at typing one-handed. One, because of that, and two, because I found a lot of influence from the super nerd from GoldenEye.
I still type like this.
Remember the GoldenEye?
I only played multiplayer in GoldenEye.
No, not the game, the movie.
I've never seen the movie. I'm sorry. I've never seen GoldenEye.
There was a guy in there that he would I don't think I have a pen over here, but he would flip a pen in his fingers.
Yeah.
Here we go. And it was because of him that I kind of learned to do like the
yeah.
You can't do it as fast as he does. He would do the super fist thing, and he would just type with one hand while doing this.
Yeah.
And like I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? And so I got better at typing with one hand. That and because I had a football hit my fingers here. These two fingers really got effed up. Yeah, we were throwing a football back and forth, and the spiral came in and hit my fingers right here.
Yeah.
Jammed them severely, like very bad, like they wouldn't bend at all. I basically had to tie them together. And so but I did a job where I entered 10 key. Mm-hmm. This is your right hand on a 10 key. And so I had these two fingers locked away, so I started learning how to type on 10 key with 3 fingers. And because of that, I started teaching myself on 10 or like normal keyboard how to type by taking fingers away. And so I got better at doing one-handed from that too. Sorry, I'm still scrolling down in chat here. But yeah, I agree. Damaging my hand. Your hands and your eyes are the two things to me that, like, if I lost my smell or my voice or something, I could get away. I could work with it. That's fine. But if I lost my eyes, or at least both my eyes, not just one, but both my eyes, or if I lost the ability to use one of my hands, fingers, I could get away with that. Hands,
I need both my hands and my fingers to do my job. So
my finger is still fully functional. My parents make it sound like I'm felt. Well, I'm thinking like as long as you have decent functionality with it, you will eventually get to work with it. And if anything, if you're able to say like for some reason or another, you lose half the functionality in your hand, but then you still end up being able to function fully with that, I think that is cooler than the people that have full functionality. There's a guy out there that he plays professional like Street Fighter, and he has a disability where he basically can't use one of his hands either. He barely can use a lot of his limbs, and so he plays it with one hand on the controller, one hand, or I don't even think he has a hand involved, but he plays it with his mouth. He actually has his full face on the controller, and he plays it by moving everything with that. I think he has one hand on there. I can't remember though, but he plays professionally. Like, this guy is fantastic. Like, for him to be able to not just take a disability, but then exceed past what normal people with, well, I wouldn't say normal, but like somebody that has the dexterity that would give them an immense advantage, and then just going past them and such. That is so cool. That just shows that if he's just like got some immense skill. Hand fingers is just fingers typed by inebriated. Okay, I'll give you that. Actually, you know what? Hand fingers are one of those things that, like, if I'm talking to somebody that is converting what I state to another, like they're going through Google conversion to another language, I will sometimes state stuff like that. I will always state things in the most basic of terms with the most amount of detail, because I'm trying to think of what a conversion software would convert my words to. So I don't want to use slang or complex terms. So sometimes I'll do that. In about 7th grade, I had to get surgery on the back of my legs to release my Achilles heel because of how I walked. So I'm hoping it worked out for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got a concussion laugh noises. That does sound like Michael's stories. For more context in the bouncy house, thank you. I decided to be fun to jump off the top of one of those bouncy castles, and I landed on the slide on my big toe. I actually didn't realize anything was broken until I noticed the toe was bleeding. Toes are one of those things, the same thing when I broke my toe. I thought it was just pain. I didn't realize I actually broke it for a while.
I've broken my toe on this foot, little toe, 3 times.
Yeah, if you break a leg, you're going to know it. You break a toe, you might not notice it.
I mean, my toe kind of leans to the side now. Like, it should be flat like this to the ground, but it's kind of like this now on that foot. But that's because I broke it the same way on the same wall all 3 times. Like, I did not learn.
Exceptionally Michael.
Yeah. But I have a voice suppression, apparently.
Oh, you do gold. Oh,
I just say GoldenEye.
no. I'm gonna provide some extra context to that.
Okay.
One. So we were talking about the GoldenEye movie.
Mm-hmm.
So what? So you only played the game, right?
Like just the multiplayer.
Thanks for the follow, Spring.
And a little bit of
right.
the single player, but it was a long time ago.
It was a good game.
It was a good game.
It was such a good
It was probably the first good.
Do you know Natalia?
No.
How have you not seen that movie?
Sorry.
The game is literally the movie.
I don't remember anything about the game, and I've never seen the movie.
Sad fact: the satellite dish that was shown there,
Sure.
it's gone. It partially collapsed, and then another part of it collapsed recently, and it was too expensive to fix.
Do you know what you're talking about?
It's so sad.
As far as I know,
I mean, it was in a movie, and apparently it's important to me. But anyway,
Okay, he wants me. I am invincible, is what he wants me to say.
okay, but he doesn't know that quote.
Was
Okay,
that the guy who could like throw the hat? Because I have seen, or was he from another one?
no, though he was in that one. That is not. That character was put in the game, but he's not from the movie.
Okay.
He's from a previous Bond film.
Okay.
No, I want to hear I want to get.
films.
Okay, so for those that have
I've never seen a Bond film.
I want your best Boris invincible quote. And okay, so for context. Okay, so Boris.
No context. I'm
Okay,
assuming he's Russian.
Okay, first do your assumption and then I'll give you context.
My assumption is that he's Russian, and I do know a Russian from something whose name is Boris. So like, I am invincible. I will get Moose and Squirrel. I will get Moose and Squirrel because I am invincible.
If it's the quote
right?
I'm thinking about, do know in the movie, as soon as he says "I'm invincible," he dies.
That's Moose and Squirrel killed him, didn't he?
No. So in the movie, he a bunch of stuff I believe falls around him, and he literally stands up from the desk that he's at, and he says, and that's one of his quotes is "I'm invincible," and then a CO2 or a nitrogen or liquid nitrogen container cracks open right next to him and completely freezes him to death.
Man, Moose and Squirrel are brutal.
So yeah, Moose and Squirrel, they loved killing things. So your I am invincible part actually pretty accurate. I'll give you that. But all the rest of it after that sucked.
No, what's Moose and Squirrel are awesome? Who doesn't love Bullwinkle and the squirrel, whatever the squirrel's name was?
GoldenEye is one of my favorite Bond films. I think only because the amount of tie-in between the game and the movie, and the fact that it was so closely related. Just there was something special about that to me. So I just absolutely find that movie fantastic. Not that the movie itself was good, but it was just that their ability to the game was a very close tie-in, like super super close. I was actually watching a thing recently about speedrunners in some of that, and like just watching about how they were trying to figure out how can we like throw grenades faster to propel our so watching speedrunners work on games is just stupid.
It's fun watching people who made the game watch speedrunners.
So here, Michael, just to kind of like demasculate yourself here, you know, the Bennett Foddy game, Getting Over It.
I love it.
What do you think the speed run time is on it?
Oh, it's probably like 2.5 minutes.
No,
like less. Like a minute and a half.
Minute 45.
Oof.
And they had the Bennett Foddy actually watch it, and all he did was talk over it like he does in his normal stuff. Basically, him saying like, his end thing is, if people think that people that play or that speedrun don't love the games they do, you're wrong. Like, they absolutely love it to such a degree that they will spend playing that game for hundreds of hours on repeat over and over, and they will take the game's mechanics and break it over their knee.
I think the quickest I was able to beat that game was like 55 minutes, but I could beat the game.
Minute 45. Watching people speedrun that was just stupid. Like, you see all these other people, like, struggle, and then these other people are like, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh, the first time I played through it, I think it took me 16 hours to get to the top of the mountain.
That would be a game to stream sometime.
Yeah.
My first playthrough. I've never played that game.
It is fun to watch people play it because it is the single most frustrating game that has ever been made that is mainstream.
If that game didn't have the voiceovers, I don't think it'd be as frustrating. But being that they have a guy basically telling you that he purposely is trying to fuck with you, that makes that a little harder.
Like, the first time I played through this, and this is for anybody who actually played the game, I got all the way near the top, and I accidentally caught the snake. And anybody who played that game knows what I'm talking about. And that is, to accidentally catch the snake is horrible.
Thanks for the follow barrel roll. Whole barrel roll.
Like, I might be able to be within an hour now, but probably not.
Is Goldeneye the one where the actress nearly died from gold body paint? No. That is
Goldfinger, right?
Probably Goldfinger, but I'm not gonna say for sure because that just sounds correct, but I don't know if it is correct. But no, there is one of those that, yeah, there was an issue because of lack of oxygen. The body does absorb oxygen in through the skin, and it ended up causing complications because of such. But no, I wouldn't be able to say for sure, but it is not Goldeneye.
Dr. Gold?
Was Odd Job. Yes, thank you, Kite.
Odd Job was the guy with the hat.
Yeah, he was the one that had the hat with like the razor blade on the side.
So he was from Goldfinger.
Was it Goldfinger?
I've never seen a James Bond movie, I will admit.
Never seen a full movie?
I've never seen a full James Bond movie.
You know, I will say that
any of them.
I will say, like, are they good movies? Yeah, but if we were to say what's the best Bond movie, they're all just copy paste of each other. And then they tried changing it up in the more recent, but even then, I think that I liked GoldenEye only because of the game. Because there was a tie-in. Because the game was so closely tied in with the movie.
The game was pretty...
Thank you, Nellen. And congrats to old barrel roll.
It was like the first...
Thank you very much.
...real, like, multiplayer shooter was the big thing about
well, we used to actually... we would go to my friend's house and we would play 4-player. And we would try to, like, set up cardboard on the screen so that we couldn't see each other's screen, but otherwise
it's intense.
Everybody always watched each other. It was now like it would be considered I mean, if you do that on Twitch, if you watch somebody else's stream a video game in the actual game that you're playing, it's considered cheating. Back then that was considered strategy. And so you would like walk halls by like looking at the wall because you know where you were, but maybe they didn't realize where you were, and you would try to sneak your way in by wall sliding, and like it was an entirely different environment. It was split screen gaming was fun. Other than if you think now where you're like, I love gaming in 4K. Imagine gaming in 480, but then divide that in 4.
Yes, that was
what that was. I mean, the UIs were definitely simplified to optimize that experience the best that they possibly could. But there was something about that. Some of my favorite gaming experiences ever were, I mentioned this once before, but when I was in my college dorms. And so our entire hall, and there was dozens of rooms down this hall. We found out later that we were all considered on the same local network, which means if we were to take an Xbox with a direct link cable, plug it into the wall, and somebody else down the hall was to do the same, it would see them as being on the same network. And back then, that was
LAN party.
We could LAN party down the hall.
Yeah,
and so we did all the time, and it was great. So you could actually break into teams of 4 and 4, split screening on a 4x4 TV, but having the team of 4 and down the hall from the other, which means that nobody could hear any of the conversation. But then every now and then I would be pulled in as a ringer, because that was back when I was really into like controller-based Halo, and they would pull me in as a ringer, and they'd be like, we're losing. Can you come in and just like help us out? I'd be like, okay. And so I'd come into this room and they wouldn't even say that I would jump on the controller, but it eventually got to the point they got so used to that, both teams doing it, that I would just start dominating. And you'd hear somebody down the hall scream and be like, "Is Extra playing?"
LAN parties were good
so
when I was
fun.
in college, because the thing is, and a lot of younger people now realize this, is that computers were capable, at least when I was in college, of 100 megabits of data transfer on Cat5, but only locally, because most people still only had like dial-up internet. Oh, the DSL wasn't really that popular yet, and we're talking like 2 megabits max. But if you could do it on a LAN, you could do 100 megabits, so you could have a lot of people.
Well, if you're doing LAN on the
it.
old games,
Yeah.
100 megabits was 100 times more than you needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just that the games were only because of how slow the internet was. That was the only way to play like that.
Yeah.
Because we were playing Halo 1 on the Halo 1 didn't have internet.
Yeah.
Halo 2 I think didn't even have it for a little while.
Like I remember in college taking my entire PC, my PC, not a laptop, my PC, putting it in my car and driving to the college, so the college I was going to play video games on a LAN, because that was really the only way you could have like 12 people in a single game. And it was very, very popular once upon a time, but now internet's fast, so you don't really have to do that anymore.
Most people now are, I think, if you didn't play multiplayer games that weren't split screen, so like the LAN type games, if you didn't play those like 20 years ago, you were missing out on something, because it was such an exciting time, because it was basically,
for sure.
I think now you can see and take advantage of the fact that such things are so easy to get access to, but back then it wasn't. And so when you could actually get a bunch of people to play multiplayer that weren't split screen, it was like a mind-blowing experience. And it was something I miss. Being able to have people play for hours and hours doing that, because it was just so different. It was so good.
We went 3 days when I was in college one time. I didn't sleep much.
I've never seen any of the James Bond movies either, so don't feel bad, Michael. One of my pet peeves is people that say, "You haven't seen this movie? How come you haven't seen this movie?" You could say that about any movie. So if you haven't seen any of the James Bond movies, it just means that you have a large library of things to watch that you can be entertained by. If you've seen all the things that everybody thinks that are great to see, then you have nothing left good to see. I sometimes like knowing that I have things that I can pop up that are great. Wonder if you do storyboards for your animation beforehand. So yeah, actually, kind of. It depends on the complexity of the animation. I always kind of do storyboards. So in this case, so I have a color coding scheme, and normally, once things are red, it basically means that it's storyboarded. Once they go to orange, it means that it's animated. So like in this case, well, she's not talking, but...
Well, Big Mac, we're in the big leagues now.
Yep. So it means that it's animated, it's not cleaned up, it's not finalized. I haven't done the background, I haven't done the lighting, I haven't locked in some of the hair motions, but in general, the animation is done. So like the bare minimum of what I would consider to be good. But I do storyboard for things that are complex, because if you don't storyboard, you're probably going to be putting a lot of effort into lip syncing, a lot of effort into animation that do not need to be made. For instance, if I'm going to animate Applejack in this shot, if I was going to animate her, but I fully animated her whole body moving, that'd be a lot of wasted work. I know because I planned this ahead of time, because I did the storyboarding, that I don't have to worry about that. So in here, if you actually look at her legs,
It's time for a test
they're actually kind of broken here.
drive.
They're just stretched. Sorry, I should actually select Applejack. I better do that. There you go. So you actually see that they're really stretched, because I know that they're not visible, so I'm not going to put the time into bending all the limbs correctly. So a good example of this is right. Is this the only storyboard I want to have? So I think this is like an example of one of the storyboards I have for leaving the stable. I don't like this one because it's dark. I thought I had other ones. Oh, why is this one
leaving the stable is the one you normally show.
Yeah, I think this one would be it. So you can see like she's just sliding. She's just looking at her pip buck. All the details is gone. I'm basically just trying to figure out like, does the timing work? Does everything work? So for 3D, I can't draw. So instead, I just slide the models around because all the storyboarding really is determining what shot is needed when, and is the timing work for what I have, and that's all this is. So it's very, very basic, and sometimes it's not about, is this what the final is going to look like? It's in my head. I know what I would like to look like, and does that match, or can I take what is here and convert it to what I know I can do in my head? And that's all that matters to me. So that's essentially what this is. So yes, do I do storyboards? 100%. If it's something really, really simple and stupid, maybe not. If it's only a couple shots, I might just go straight forward through it. But if it's complicated enough where I'm trying to tell a story or give a direction on what's going on, I am going to do a storyboard.
But you always
of
do.
some sort.
You normally do like the positions you want the character in, which is essentially storyboarding, and then you fill in the gaps later.
Yeah, but I'll go back and just. But I'll sometimes redo this. The storyboarding is sometimes very, very simple head motions, like just a turning of the head. When I actually go to add the detail, I'll add a lot of extra motion to that, but I might not use the details.
Yeah.
Anyways, I have to go use the rest too, so I'm gonna save.
Well, why bother? It's not.
Oh, because you're not gonna do it, right?
Happen. No, of course not.
Mm-hmm.
Your drink's gone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I should probably let you out.
Uh-huh. So you can take my chair. I see what's gonna. I was gonna wait, but. All right.
I'm a good boy.
Uh-huh. Watch me, Michael. Uh-huh. It's like moving.
You saw me moving? Move?
So there's nothing over there, right? Oh. Uh-huh. Well, the software's open, so it's a positive.
Isn't it?
Alright, let's check with chat. No, that's a bad mic. Don't do anything stupid, Mike. Mike. Stop this evil doing. Chicken failed this chicken do something. What did you do?
Anything.
Leave the chicken out of this. What did you do to chicken? What did you do? Why? Chicken. Jack. What did you do to Well,
Jack, why you snitch?
Thank you, Elias. You saved Chicken's life. He couldn't breathe. See, I thought you were going to do something in the software, but now apparently you're trying to abuse the innocent.
He is not innocent.
Chicken dinner tonight. See, this is why chat is there as they're like the they're the guards.
The narcs.
The narcs. That's the word. That's a better word. I like that one.
That appears to be a derpy. How'd that get there?
You know what's funny is that when I sat down, the first thing I thought of was Michael's not going to change shot. He's going to load in the derpy to whatever shot's there, and then he's going to get confused because it was the first shot and not what's going on. And then I completely forgot because of the chicken, and then I checked the current shot, and there's a derpy.
Yes. How'd she get there? That's weird.
Why is it locked? Were you trying to make Derpy do what Applejack does?
Maybe.
But then nothing happened because you didn't see a Derpy?
Didn't see Derpy. But I'm glad she's here now. There we go.
It's time for a test drive.
Woo! There's Derpy. Is she ready to go?
Nope, she's deleted now.
Oh. This is fun.
Mm-hmm. I didn't expect the chicken, so now I have a new thing to check.
Has chicken been abused?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Got who? Which one? I don't know.
You poor butt.
Oh, Fredo, you a butt. No, he's good. Chicken is good. He be good behaved chicken. Okay, so we're still doing some of the grass here. So I'm a little concerned with some of these patches because, like I mentioned, it just doesn't work at some angles, and I have a feeling that some of those angles just do not work. Like this one. No, not that one. No, not that one either. This one. No, that one.
I will never hurt chicken. I don't know what you're talking about.
The chicken will hurt you.
Chicken is evil. Look at him.
He's not evil, he's misunderstood.
He killed millions.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It happens.
The death of millions just happens.
Yeah, it's just... You're just like, whoops.
Whoopsie doodle.
Whoopsie doodle. Didn't mean that to happen. I said don't hit that button, it will kill millions, and you still hit the button. Whoops.
I mean, yeah, it was a very pretty button.
Probably was. Have you seen Sidewise button? It's a pretty nice button.
It's a pretty nice button.
So actually, just, that looks good, so I'm just going to go with it being good. What I actually have to do is start actually pulling this from the camera's point of view. It'll be right here. And start actually moving things based on what the camera sees. Because that is all that actually matters in the end. So there, that actually looks fine. Kind of. As long as it looks fine at this very last frame. That's what actually matters. And it still looks fine. I'm just mainly about checking. Freaking sun. How is it still bright over here?
It is like wicked bright.
I know, but I like this hill.
No, it looks good from this shot. It's just like you get close to it, it gets crazy.
Well, and no, it's not even getting close. It's anytime that sun shows up, and then Are you going to add a lens flare? Because if the sun's going to be that bright, you need to add a lens flare. It's going to be this bright no matter what I do. I can fix it, but I will have to export it into from GCScape.
I don't even think you got to fix it. You just need to add a lens flare in After Effects.
But a lens flare is going to take this and make it brighter.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, go.
What I'll probably do is I'll just remove the sun in general and then add the lens flare afterwards. So the lens flare controls what it does, which normally means that I'll have to control where the light's hitting.
I'm just going Michael Bay with it all the way.
That actually reminds me of something. Barrel said something above it. I almost forgot. Playing with Quake as Hello Kitty in multiplayer. That sounds wonderful.
It's fun.
In GoldenEye, wasn't Oddjob considered a cheap character because he was short than any other characters? Yes. The fact you even know that shows that you're an old school gamer. But yes, that was a thing with him. Wow, that's so internet. And thanks for your insights on this subject. I always want to tell you this amazing animation telling a story. One of the main purposes of these streams is to answer questions. So if anybody, that's not just you, but if anybody has a question or wants to know how to do something in animation, how I did something in a previous video, wants me to open it up and show like what it looks like from behind the scenes and like my thought process behind that, just ask. The first and foremost purpose of the streams is to help out people that have questions. The secondary is for me to work on my own content. So don't think that asking questions is going to deviate from the purpose of the stream or what I'm doing. No, you are helping fulfill its meaning. So don't worry about it. Ask away. Elliot says, I like you, Michael, but don't you dare hurt chicken.
Mm-mm.
Chicken is
I would
sacred.
never hurt.
I love what they're also like, Michael's great, Derpy, yay. But then as soon as you touch a chicken, they're like,
well,
death to
the
Michael.
chicken is trying to kill Derpy. Just
why? He's trying to eat Derpy.
Well, that's the same.
Too bad you can't use the General Lee's horn sound during the tractor jump. We would probably get a lot of flack for that, probably. Well, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have any problems with it, but I probably would not want to deal with it. He doesn't mean a reason I like chicken. Like was just making sure the guard didn't see what he was doing. I bet. Like he should have just been like turn the camera away. He'd be like,
yes, just watch the stream. He's just like, I'm gonna put this over here.
I like the sun. I like the sun brightness, and the shot reminds me both of Almost Sunrise and Sunsets. Oh no, I like the effect. The problem is that right now it's utilizing the general source engine version of a sunrise or sunset or a sun being there, which is the very cheap 2004 source engine version of not the best effect in general. Like for here, this right now is just basically just whiting everything out, and I don't like that. What I would actually like to do, or I would like, you can see Applejack here, very very hard to see. If I'm going to do something like that, I would prefer to completely get rid of the sun effect and then add a sun flare myself, because anything that I would do in After Effects would be a much better effect. That does include quite a bit of work, because normally how I would do that is I would look frame by frame and determine where the sun's position is. So I would say the sun is right here. 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 But now it's in the edge of something. And so now I would probably decrease its brightness slightly, because now it's, a sun flare is going to be dependent not just on the center of the sun, but the sun as a whole. So as soon as Applejack enters the sun here, she is now covering up part of it. So I would have to start playing with percentages and determine what percentage of the sun is she covering. And then by the time she got to about here, she's not covering up any of it anymore. But this engine is saying, at this point, this is the actual render. This is what it would look like. Because this is me stopping the render here. This is what it would look like. It is considering that she is covering part of the sun, so it eliminates all of the sun. But as soon as she completely gets outside of it, then you can see it start to get white again. And it's going to have that, like even here, it's not still rendering it. Kind of. The effect is just going to be inconsistent. It's probably going to flicker. It's not going to look good because it is not made for being rendered. It is made for being in a game engine. So the best solution is remove it completely. And then add it in After Effects in the way that I feel, because then I have full control of it and the effect is way better looking. Or just get rid of that sky in general and make my own, I've done that before too. So
I mean, I almost say you could keep it. You just need to add the flare.
no, because any flare I add is going to increase the brightness even more. So let's say that this is one of the shots.
Yeah.
And then I add more brightness on top of that. And so for a shot that is lasting a second and a half, I'm spending, say, from this point that is blurred, from this point that is now going to be excessively bright, all the way to this point where you can barely see the character.
Mm-hmm.
No. More than likely, what would be better is if I could move the sun to here. If I can move it here, then it would be perfectly fine.
If you instead of getting rid of the sun, can you replace it with the sun from Raisin Bran with 2 scoops? Because that would be pretty cool. You got 2 scoops of raisins.
Like the Blues Brothers?
You got the
Raisin?
sunglasses. Yeah. Like the Raisin Bran sun is the best sun.
Teletubbies. You can be a little baby and be like...
Like this, but can he still have raisins? Like we have the baby, but with raisins.
The baby's just squeezing raisins in his hands and
Yes.
just the juices. No.
The wine. The baby makes wine.
Well, like, murder is okay in your world as long as it doesn't involve horses. God, I just realized this
I
shot.
did want you to run over Sweetie Belle.
So this shot right here is going to be a little bit of a problem. Because technically... Okay, where's... Again, I need to know where the motion blur is cutting in. Oh, okay, it shouldn't be too bad. Because the motion blur is going to be a thing. Let me double check. What is my... I'm on the same camera. These are questions that need answered. 167, I'm almost 100% sure that is my correct... divided by... yeah, okay. So, 167 is what I want for my... Sometimes it defaults to the 24 frame rate shutter speed, so I want to make sure I'm at 30. So this is the motion blur that is correct for a 30 FPS. So where does motion blur start kicking in? Or stop kicking in, I guess. So in this shot, there's some pretty harsh motion blur. So I probably don't have to worry about anything that's detailed in this area right here. This one is where you can start seeing the grass a little bit. So this is probably where the motion blur is not of enough, or is not causing enough of a degradation of detail where I do have to worry about it. So anything that is basically at this point on the hills and further to the left is where I have concern. Anything that starts getting far enough in the distance, it's going to start just blending into the background, and I can start like really like half-assing it. But I basically, what it's saying is anything to the left of that. So anything on this hill, probably kind of go minimal on, and anything on this hill, I don't have to worry about at all. It's going to be a darker green for sure, but I can cheat it. So it means that I have to kind of go until this part of the hill and a little bit to the right, because the blur kind of covers the multiple areas. So from about here to here, I'm actually thinking it's turning out pretty decent. There are going to be some filler areas, but I'm also thinking
It does look good. Better.
there's still a couple patches here that matter to me, but to me, I've mentioned this 100 times, is it's not about how something looks like when I'm flying overhead or going through in detail. It's about all that matters is what's on camera. And when I'm looking on here, like say in this shot, it's about what stands out in this specific shot that doesn't work. And I don't have any lighting yet, so lighting might even make a difference. But if I were to point something out, it would be this spot right here and this spot right here, at least in terms of this hill right now. I mean, there's definitely this one up here. I haven't gotten to that yet. But this spot right here does feel like it's missing something. Or, even more importantly, it's probably just not churned correctly. Because like right now, I could just see the dark edge. So let's turn that down a little bit. Let's just bring it down a little bit there. There we go. Let's see if there's another mid one here. Is this one? No, there's another one in there somewhere. This one? No. This one? No. No. Which one are you? You're hiding from me. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, so now, because there's a lack of contrast, even from here, it does not feel as bad. It's just before it was creating a strange contrast. I probably am still going to add an extra piece of grass there, but it's still. Let's put it there. There. Now it fills the gap. Now, from a distance, it actually looks okay. There's probably a little bit right here, but whatever. Some of these little cliff bits, and when you start going a really steep angle, grass is probably not going to be a prominent thing on the angle, on a sharp angle anyway. More of a cliff is going to have dirt, so I'm just going to let it be. But nonetheless. I already grabbed another. I
don't want another.
I was thinking about grabbing water.
I was just curious if there was anything left.
I do 100% as a reminder to people. There is so tomorrow we are doing a Jackbox stream. So anybody that is currently a anybody that's currently a subscriber on the channel here, whether you've been gifted one or you had gotten one yourself, will be the ones given the code for Jackbox tomorrow to participate in a Jackbox stream. As for like exactly what games we're playing or whatever, I'm not sure. I own every Jackbox, but I haven't actually played every Jackbox, so it's going to be a little bit of an adventure in that regard. There's going to be a voice chat for some people, but just to keep it from being like super chaos, is probably there's only going to be a couple people that are going to be invited to that, and might expand it from there. I'm not 100% certain on that regard for sure, but basically any subs get first dibs for spots to jump in to actually play.
Is there anybody left who's not a sub?
Anybody, kinda. Anybody that is not, or anybody past that, will be given the ability to play in the audience, which will give ability to vote. And the amount of times we've had games that we've played where the audience has completely controlled the voting has been pretty nuts. So if you want to participate as a by actually playing, awesome. I'm going to try to make sure that anybody that's a sub that has the if there's too many people, more than 8 that are on at a time, I'm going to try to make sure that we allow flexibility for multiple people to jump in and out, not just having the same people over and over again that just have fast internet. But anybody else can still do voting, which is still actually fun. And I might actually sit out a couple times to let everybody else play, because sometimes being in the audience is really fun. So if you're interested, that is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Time CDT. I believe that is
that's good to know.
9 p.m. UTC. I can't remember. What could I get the Discord link? It is.
Well, I think the Discord just popped up.
Oh yeah, it's cooldown, so I can't do it again anyway. Thank you, Sir Edward. Appreciate you thinking ahead on that. So yes, if more than likely the code that is going to be for Jackbox is going to be on Discord. It's just easier for me to handle that from a logistics standpoint. I'm not going to use a sponsor chat on chat here. That also allows patrons that are on there. So if you're not a sub on Twitch, if you're a patron instead, it will allow you to have the code then as well. Because I consider them the same. They're everybody that's supporting, which then I can treat them as equal grounds. Hello, Ice Cutlass. Yo, dudes, what do we animate today? I am Well, I wouldn't say I'm really animating today. I've been adding a ton of grass.
He's been landscaping today.
We've been landscaping, but animating landscaping. So like even her running across this grass, she's actually like rolling over it.
Killing grass.
So that she's actually flattening it. But mainly we've just been chatting, and I've just been adding grass miles. This is, like I mentioned before, like this is a very monotonous, very boring part of animating, but a very important part. It's where you're going through for a 1.5 shot, copy pasting, placing the same models to just make something feel natural, and it is amazing how much work is required to make something feel natural. And I usually don't like doing it because most of my work that I do on a stream is done, well, it's on a stream. And because I do most of the work on there, I don't like doing this type of work there. And because most of my work is done on a stream, I don't always do it. So this is just a nice time to chat, to kind of do some of this and actually get it done instead of where I normally do it on my own, but I probably wouldn't. So, nice balance. That's a lot of words randomly. What if there's less than 8? I don't see there being an issue of less than 8, but there are a couple like local friends that I had mentioned if they want to pop up, they can. But I had mentioned that they can pop into the voice chat, but if they can, to try to sit out of the direct contribution to the game unless it's needed. I don't see us having an issue for less than 8, but if it is, we just work with what we have. I'm not going to be... If suddenly we have less than 8 in a game, I'm not going to be like, aw. Like, we're there to have fun, and the people that are there to have fun. And so if we have 6 people and we have fun, who the hell cares? That's all that matters. And that's all I want to actually have it be. So I'm not worried about that situation. Because as long as it is more than just me, as long as I am not just like depressingly sitting there like responding to my own messages, I'll be fine, and I'm not worried about
I'll come downstairs and like pat you on the shoulder and be like,
no, we have chicken, I don't need
you'll be like, can you make it to the stream? I'm like, no, you're just too lame today. And then I'll go back up into my room,
and then I'm gonna hug chicken because I don't need you.
Chicken is all I need.
Yeah, chicken is wonderful. Chicken is delicious and also good hugs.
Like, chicken will never leave me, and then chicken.
Don't touch chicken. Don't touch chicken.
He's gonna leave. Chicken's been like.
He touched chicken, and now rent went up.
Chicken is just. He's like, I don't want to be here, but I can't control.
Will non-subscribers be able to play? So how that's going to work is subscribers get first dibs. So if it ends up being that there is not enough subs at that one time, or the subs that are there have chosen not to actively play, then I will open it up to anybody else in the chat that wants to. But Jackbox works though, where even if you're not a sub, you can still do voting, and so you can be a part of the audience that votes on stuff. So who wins and who doesn't win. You still have 100% chance. Anybody can get into that. There's no way we're going to hit the limit on that. So don't feel like you're unable to participate. The only reason I'm doing it as a sub thing is because, at least from my perspective, the people that actually do put in the subs and the bits and stuff, they help out a lot. Like, I actually just set up next week. I'm talking with somebody in regards to coming on forward in regards to lip syncing and some potential animation in the background to help me out with some of the content. I had recently hired on an editor that is doing paid work for doing some side work on the background for editing of highlights. That stuff should be coming out in the next week or so. I'm not sure on the details on that yet because his life's chaotic right now, but he does good work, so that's all that actually matters to me. So so it's a lot of that stuff to make more content and to make better content, and that stuff helps immensely. So it's a reward to those that have helped out, or those that have been gifted such as well, but I'm going to treat you the same. So, but anybody else can participate. But that'll be from 4. I'm right now planning until 7, so 3 hours, 4 o'clock Central CDT time.
Usually it ends up being till we're bored.
Yeah, that's really what it's probably going to be. So I'm planning 3 hours right now, but being I'm starting it earlier, it might go later. I don't plan to ever end anything like that earlier, but we'll see how late it runs. Chances that is low. Almost everyone is subbed because there's several generous people here. Yeah, there's that too. Not to say that those people at the time would be. There's been a couple times where we were playing because we were playing with friends, and we just did open up to everybody. Just because there's 30 people here, say, doesn't mean that there's going to be 30 people here that are wanting to play. Some people just like lurking, and trust me, I lurk a ton on streams and stuff.
Is there a thing you can do in Twitch chat where it randomly picks a person?
Kind of.
I would almost say leave one slot open for just anyone in chat, because then that encourages people to show up just for that slot.
That's really, really hard to do, and I don't. Remember, I have to both run the stream and run the video and run the logistics and run everything. You're now adding another one on top of that.
I have chicken though.
But chicken is there to do evil things.
He can handle the management.
No, I only can do so much at once. So I'm only going to do so many things.
Chicken is evil.
Chicken is not evil. Chicken is good chicken.
No such thing. That's not true. I do know a good chicken. There is one good chicken. It's in the fridge, and we're gonna cook it this weekend.
I'll cook you, bitch.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Hey, Midprim.
Hello, Midprem. Thank you for the raid. What were you doing today? I hope you were doing BioShock today, weren't you?
Yes.
That was really weird if everybody came in while like chicken was nuzzling me. That's kind of weird.
Yes.
Chicken,
that's the first thing they saw. What? Like now you're ashamed of chicken?
No, chicken is embarrassed.
Chicken is embarrassed.
We're being dinguses. That is if there was a phrase that described my life, it would be we're being dinguses. I've been working on a tractor just rolling through grass.
You guys missed him making out with chicken.
We don't listen to Michael. Hello there, Raiders. Just hello, the mid-prem peoples. But no, I know I was under. I heard you had a gallon of water.
Yes, that's a lot.
Did you do a lot of water today? I hope you
do a lot of water.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Actually, I'm already like 15 minutes over. Hold on, since it's a line thing, I just thought of something. It's not needed in this shot, but I'm curious. Those old tractors tend to smoke a lot from their forward-mounted exhaust pipes. How would SFM handle tracking dissipating cloud smoke? Not very well. I probably won't even deal with that. I think the ability to do such would just end up being a mess, and I'm probably not going to deal with it.
Tractors don't smoke a lot if they're burning oil. This is a good tractor.
Could I put smoke that's popping out of there? Yeah, but it's the tracking that's probably going to be difficult. I would have to have it dissipate immensely quickly to work. It's not going to.
I'm pretty sure tractors in Equestria run on magic anyways, so it's fine.
There's no was there tractors in Equestria? I thought it was just like horses drawing carts.
Well, they had like trains, and they did have that car. That the Flim Flam brothers had it.
But that wasn't a car.
They drove it.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did they have a license?
I don't think horses need license.
They don't need a license.
They're horses. Horses.
That's a weird. Can I use that excuse when I go to the DMV? Can I skip the line?
Horse. I don't need a license.
Yeah, well, I can. If I wear like an Applejack T-shirt, does that prove I'm a horse?
I think so.
You think so? Okay,
Yeah.
good. Can you write me a letter as a recommendation?
Yes, I will write it. It will read, he is horse. He does not need license to drive car because horses don't need license.
All right. Will you pick me up from jail?
You wouldn't be the first person I've had to do that.
For that reason?
Not necessarily for that reason.
Okay. That at least
That'd be a
gives me
new
reassurance.
reason.
Thank you for the host, Rosie Femboy Rainbow Dash. Thank you very much. She does in fact have a gallon of water. That's what I heard with a straw. Did she get through the gallon of water? Because if she didn't, I still have plenty of points left to spend to make sure that she does.
Pretty sure we just wanted her to jump into the pool at this
I thought she was going to jump in the pool on like the 29th. Was that the date? There's something about the 29th. Was that the date she was going to jump in the pool? Because I want to make sure I don't miss that. She had mentioned something about jumping in a pool. And because I want to be there to like be one of the many that clip it. Elias wants whatever story you were talking about shared with the class.
when I had to pick up somebody up from jail.
Okay, first was it you that you were picking up from jail?
No.
Okay. Are you sure?
It did, yes, but it did start with a Blue Oyster Cult
I
concert.
think you're all minor. See y'all later. I hope you all have a good day. I hope you do as well. Have a good weekend. If you don't, if I don't see you otherwise, and have a good one. Thank you very much. Derpy agrees.
I think I've told this story before. It's not
Probably, but
it's not a
part
funny
of
story.
it's part of telling story. So
It's a bad story.
as a heads up, and I'm pretty sure anybody on streams has known this, is you never know who's going to be on a stream, and so you just kind of get used to repeating the same stories over and over and over again as if you've never told them before.
There are stories I will never tell.
Oh,
Like there are some.
can you tell some of those?
No,
Why not?
because they're depressing even to me.
Oh, I thought because it would be like I can't say that because it contains my social security number, and you just know. Be like,
there are
my stories may be depressing, but you don't know.
There are stories that you consider depressing, and I find fun. There are stories that even I consider depressing, and I keep them to myself.
Death. Okay, you thought way too long on that.
I mean that people have died in my life.
I
don't
know,
that
but
their stories worth telling.
like, let me tell you the story of a funeral.
Yeah, no, that's
not a story. That's just called
me
being
going
Michael.
to a funeral.
No, we're
Like,
not. No.
No. Okay. This isn't one of my prouder stories. If we're going to talk about the one where I went to get somebody out of jail, because I felt a little responsible. It was lockup. It was like overnight lockup, is what it was. Essentially, we were coming back from a Blue Oyster Cult concert. If you don't know who Blue Oyster Cult is, you're not old enough.
This seems also really weird, but I know who Blue Oyster Cult is. Waterfall, man.
No,
Waterfall.
It was I like Godzilla and Don't Fear the Reaper.
Only thing that people know is Waterfall.
Oh, it's Don't Fear the Reaper. Don't fear the Reaper, baby. I'm your man. Don't fear the Reaper. We'll be able to fly.
Oh, sorry, I'm not going far enough backwards in time.
Yeah, no, like
you're older than I think.
No, Blue Oyster Cult's awesome. I also, you know who was opening for him? There's guys who did Slow Ride, Take It Easy, boom, boom, boom. A Foghat.
I think I have Slow Ride on my computer actually.
But they were opening for him.
Oh no, I think I read of it.
And then it was Blue Oyster Cult, and we were driving home, and we were drunk.
Wait. You might want to split that up a little bit.
We got drunk at the concert.
Okay.
And then we drove home.
Okay. No. Okay, there needs to be a split there. So who was driving?
I wasn't. He was. My friend.
Okay, was your friend drunk?
Yes. Look, I told you this story ends with me picking somebody up from prison.
All right, first off,
don't drink and drive, kids.
Yes.
It's very bad.
Don't. That is very
And I'm about ready to tell you why.
Okay, good. Let's at least make it negative.
And no, this is why this is one of my proudest stories.
Prouder?
like, I'm not proud of this story. This is a bad story.
I'm proud of this story because we didn't die.
Well, we didn't die.
Well, apparently, because you're here.
But there was a point where we were in the car and we were driving, and we were passing a casino, and there was a bridge, a dam, and the police had set up a blockade on it.
Okay.
Like a check. And my friend stopped, like, before the blockade. Looking back, this was probably a bad idea, and just sat there. And he's like, "Do you think I'm okay?" And me being equally...
If you have to ask that question, it's a no.
I was drinking absinthe all night. Like, I had a absinthe and whiskey, just back and forth on absinthe and whiskey. And also, we were just, like, during the concert, we're just drinking it straight. So we were gone. And so we pull forward, and of course, the police disagree with our assessment as to whether or not he was okay to be driving. And so they lock him up, or they cuffed him, and they put him in the back of the car, and they just drove away. And I hadn't broken any laws. I was the passenger.
Yeah, you were passengers, but
they breathalyzer tested me too, and they said, "You're not okay to drive."
We got, because what else did you do with you?
So guess what?
You went to jail.
No. I just had to sit there. So I'm in this car, in the car.
In the police car?
No, in his car. But the police are watching the car, and I'm not allowed to drive. So and I didn't have a cell phone.
Steal the car?
No. I didn't have a cell phone.
I'm trying to think of some, like, drama in this story, because I feel like this is going to be the, like, non-dramatic ending story that Michael tells.
No, it's, so I'm sitting in this car, the police are watching me, they know I'm not okay to drive, so I'm not allowed to touch this vehicle, but I have nowhere else to go. I'm sitting in the middle of a dam, right?
Damn.
I was on a dam. And the police are still there, because it's a blockade. They're stopping.
Blockade or a checkpoint?
Checkpoint, I guess.
Okay, that makes more sense.
They blocked the road and they were checking everybody who crossed this bridge. So they're not going anywhere, and I'm just stuck there. Luckily for me, I'm there about 2 hours, just sitting there, not knowing what to do. I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't own one at the time, and all of a sudden, some random woman jumps in the car. I don't know who she is.
Was she nice?
She was nice. I didn't know who she was. And she starts driving the car. And I'm still pretty much off my rocker.
Wait.
No.
Just some random person jumps in the car and your first thought is like, over.
No, my thought was, well, at least we're moving.
Where?
Like, I didn't know. But at least it wasn't on that bridge no more. She's like, so she starts driving. She's like, "You must be Mike." And I'm just like, "Yeah." And I'm still completely
This is how murders happen.
And I come to find out she's my friend's sister. And she came with her boyfriend to come pick up his car.
Okay, so from your perspective, okay, I can 100% understand
like, I
that.
had never met her before.
Because she has probably stated multiple things to you before this point, but your brain didn't comprehend it until she started driving and you moved.
No,
and then
she immediately got in the car and just started driving. Then she started talking to me.
Yeah, that's a little but no, okay, I can understand your perspective then.
But I didn't care at the time. Like, at least we're moving. I'm completely hammered.
Yeah, if you're going to the slaughterhouse, but it's fine.
Yeah, at least I'm not on the bridge with the police no more. So she's driving, and she drives me back to my friend's house. And then I sleep it off, and I wake up in the morning, and I walk his dog, because I'm like, I gotta help him.
That's like such a left turn to this story. I'm like, and then I got up, and then I went and did his groceries, because he was low on milk.
No, I got up, and I, like, walked his dog and stuff, because I'm like, I gotta help him. And he got picked up in a county that's like a 2-hour drive from his house.
Wait, okay, why were you guys drinking and then deciding to drive afterwards 2 hours from your house?
Because we were drunk. Like, that's the best explanation. We don't.
So if you were to look back in morality, then
no, it was a bad idea.
Like
drinking and driving is a bad idea.
It was a very bad idea.
Yes, but see, we were drunk at the time, so our ability to reason wasn't.
I know, but that doesn't make an excuse.
No, it's not an excuse. It's just I'm just trying to like fill in the mentality of the story. And anyway, I get up and I walk his dog, and I immediately get in my car the next morning. And I drive down to where he's locked up. It's like a 2-hour drive. It's a heck of a drive. So I go there and I walk into the police station, and I'm trying to explain to the people there, like, my friend's here. I'm going to pay his bail. It was like $1,000, but I was like, I got to do this for him. This is as much my fault as it is his, because I convinced him it was okay. I was drunk. But anyway, so I get there. And I want to pay his bail, and there's another man sitting in there, right? And I don't know who he is.
Yeah, it's called jail.
Yeah, but I come to find out it's his dad.
Why is his dad in jail?
No, his dad isn't in jail. His dad's there to pick him up.
Okay.
But I didn't know he was coming to pick him up.
So you both paid?
No, we didn't both pay. His dad ended up paying, but I was there to pick him up too. And his dad, since I was there, was kind of like, I don't want to deal with you right now.
I wouldn't either.
So I ended up driving him home. So yeah, that's pretty much the story.
Oh, like in most stories where it sounds like there's supposed to be a climactic ending, and then
I mean, I got picked up by some random woman. Like,
yeah, but it wasn't a random woman.
It ended up not being. I didn't know who she was. I didn't know who his dad was. I didn't know any of his family. Like, we had been friends.
Sounds like you weren't really friends.
We were friends from middle school.
Okay, but apparently he was keeping you out of his life.
Like, nah.
Do you know him now?
He robbed me. So I stopped talking to him.
Yeah, that would be a good time to stop.
Yeah, he got heavy into drugs, and I stopped talking to him.
Well, I want to catch up on chat here because I wanted to make for Michael to finish the story because I'm just waiting for the weird comments here. Let's see. Go on, Michael. Please share the story with class. Yes. Then we got that one. I think it was something about requesting water 20 times. That was from the first thing. Here's proof for it's trash. It'll start but not launch the game. Also, such a cold war. This is not Michael's story. I need Michael's story stuff. I want Michael's story time stream. Just him telling stories. I don't think you realize how bad that would be. It would basically
so
be
bad.
like we would have to title it like things not to do in life. How much longer are you planning to stream Ark? We're just going until basically Michael shuts up. Michael's a bad boy. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do when the policeman's come for you, Michael? They're going to arrest him because they realize his record's piling up. A nice lady stole my car. Yeah, he was in it. I don't know if that counts. Michael got stolen along with the car. See, Michael's such a nice guy that even if he's in the car that's being stolen, he's gonna be like, "So how you doing?"
I was just happy somebody was taking
I'm gonna request that you don't take the car, and they're like, "I'm gonna take it anyways." Be like, "That's nice."
I'm like a dog who jumps into some random.
Can you drop me off at the Burger King? I'm hungry. I'm not regular guest on Twitch. Yeah, but welcome, Map. But I thought that would be okay to send it. No, the little Punk Marcy is already adorable. It's all good. Welcome to the stream. It's taking a weird turn. Anytime Michael starts talking, it takes a weird turn. There are lots of cool stickers. Yes, there is. And then it's just a bunch of emotes. There's a lot of explosions and then drinking, which drinking with Michael, that makes a lot of sense. Yes.
Don't drink and drive. It's a very bad idea.
Yes, don't do that. Applejack is not drinking right now. She is just...
I just assume Applejack's always drunk.
No, because then she's still drinking and driving.
Yeah, but it's
You're
fine.
going against...
It's her default state.
Don't listen to Michael. Hold on.
Like, a tractor's different.
He's off now. Okay, so we're going to ignore Michael for a little bit. So Applejack is a good horse. She's just making bad decisions. She's trying to drive and then realizes, oh god, and then that's it. That's Applejack. They can't. You're shut off still. You're done.
Drinking and driving is bad. Don't
Yeah,
like Applejack.
Okay, I'm gonna turn you back on, but
Okay.
no.
Chicken strips for me. Where's chicken? Oh, chicken's over here.
I'm here for you all. I am your savior.
Oh no.
Shut up.
The
Get
demon
together.
chicken.
Nobody likes you, Mike.
Oh no. This chicken. Oh, poke. Ha! No poke. Ha! No poke. Poke. Poke chicken.
Why you gotta be a tease?
No. No. I need this to see. I'm blind. No. Chicken.
No chicken see.
I wish I could also see the screen.
Device! Give me! Chickens!
I'm blind.
No.
Nice Scootaloo plush, yes. Such love for chicken.
He's fine. I gotta shove his feet in his butt again.
It's where they go. He has feet butt.
There we go. Chicken is fine now. Chicken is gonna kill you, Mike. Yeah, one day.
One day.
The nice Scootaloo. I get it. All right, but yeah, we are way over on our time here.
Half hour.
Oh, but Denise has a voice impression request.
Oh no.
Chicken, do an impression of an actual chicken.
Uh-oh.
Why do you have so many points? Stop this.
She's clearly been lurking.
Okay.
Bark. Bark, bark. Bark, bark. Is that what chicken means? Is bark, bark.
Yeah, that's the sound a chicken makes.
Oh, okay. Bark, bark. Bark, bark. Moo. Moo.
It's pretty accurate.
Murder.
You got another voice impression?
No. Chicken do an impression of drunk Michael. Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Do you want to hear a story? This is one time we're driving down the road, and what's it talking? What's going on? Oh, so you want to hear a story? Okay, so we go on. Me and a friend. Okay, I don't have friends. Okay, so
Wow.
me and some people I know.
More proof of demon chicken.
So we went to tell a story. So
Got nothing but good stories.
we were driving down the road and we hit a deer.
I did that a couple times.
The deer went flying like at least like somewhere between like 2 and 40 feet.
I got a story about that. About hitting a deer.
This is my story time, Michael.
It ends up me drenched.
This is my story time.
And soaked in the rain, gathering water from puddles to keep my car radiator from burning up.
Stop trying to outdo me, Michael.
I have real stories that are sad. No. Chicken. You know where I'm from? We got this guy called Colonel Sanders. And he likes chicken too.
Deep fry your ass. died. I broke my leg. This one. This one here. Burger. My life sucks.
Oh, the chicken.
Just trying to undo chicken with a more depressing story.
It's not depressing, it's hilarious. Like, legit, to keep my car running, I kept having to gather rainwater from puddles. Like, after I hit a deer, it punctured my radiator. I was soaked.
That's the most Kentuckian thing I've ever heard.
Like, that deer completely messed up my AC system, too. Never got that working again. Look at me like that, chicken. You're so...
Don't look at me like that! Your face hurts me.
No. You don't even have a face. You just have, like, beak with eyes. There's, like, some really freaky stuff going on over here. There we go. That's how I prefer chicken. Just head up his butt.
I have been birthed.
Chicken, you're a you're a manifestation of drunken tea. Tea time.
Alright, yes, that is. I'm gonna be done on that.
Yay.
We should have a chicken stream. I thought about doing that with the Michael thing before because
Just Michael and chicken, you're not involved.
no, I thought when you did your stream of like me going on the ground with the chicken, and have it be the chicken as your whole like co-pilot the whole
Just gonna
time.
do the puppets. Puppet time with Argo Daemon.
Add quote. I'll deep. Chicken takes those. You seem to have skipped the hand finger explanation. Anyways, in Portuguese, both fingers and toes are dedos. So sometimes I forget what I remember. Okay. No, that makes sense. With the context, that helps. Thank you. Chicken is best. SFM goes. Well, thank you. Chicken is whatever the hell comes out of my head, which is not always that great. Nonetheless, that is going to be the end of the stream for today. As I did a reminder, we are going to be streaming tomorrow. We're doing Jackbox at 4 p.m. Central Time, which is right now it's 9:39 my time. That's going to be 5.5 hours earlier from today. Right now, we're going to be doing for like at least 3 hours. I'm probably just doing random Jackbox stuff. Anybody that's a sub is going to be able to get the code first on Discord for being able to enter into the game. Anybody else can participate in the audience. So if you want to be a part of that, if we're doing like say bracketeering, more than likely anybody is going to be able to get in to participate. You don't need the game, you just need to have access to a phone or a computer, which I'm pretty sure if you're watching here you can do one of those.
Derpy is cool.
I gotta remove that quote.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Virgo, Michael, and Chicken. That's fun. Thank you, Sunset. This is Chicken a changeling? You'd have to ask him yourself. But he's tired. Because Michael wears him out quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we'll be doing that tomorrow. We'll do our normal 76 stream on Sunday. That will be ending our 7th. Well, actually, Sunday would be our 8th day of streaming in a row. Jesus Christ.
It's a lot.
I didn't put my light on.
Oh no. Stream through it.
But I'm not gonna bother with it now. So yeah, if you want to participate with that, pop up tomorrow. Otherwise, thanks for being a part of this. Everything Science is Witchcraft. Yeah, that was an old one. Yeah, thanks for participating. Thanks for being a part of this, and we'll see you see you whenever. So yeah, have the kitty. Thank you everybody for that's listed here for helping out and being a supporter and for following and for all that other stuff. So thank you very much. Yeah, anybody can add the quote, Alexander. You can add it as well. There's nothing stopping it, though. I will, if it's abused, I will look at it. Yes, bye-bye, Nolan. See you guys tomorrow. I will post up in the supporter chat probably sometime tomorrow afternoon, Eastern Central Time, in regards to how voice chat and stuff will work for certain people or just in general. So I will post more on that tomorrow. I need to poke at stuff just so I know exactly what I'm doing because I have not done that yet. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Boy.
Bye chat, bye chicken, bye invasion people, bye Mike, bye Argo, bye everyone.
Stop those
Bye invasion people. They're not invading, they're raiding. It's a difference. Thing.
Boy.